All right, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. See, those are going to have to be muted if you're going to use those. You're going to have to mute your phones. That's why he was telling you to use my mic. So that means your volume got to be muted. All right, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. See, those are going to have to be muted if you're going to use those. You're going to have to mute your phones. That's why he was telling you to use my mic. So that means your volume got to be muted. Could I turn your volume down, dude?
You don't use your volume down.
Yeah, don't use your volume.
Actually,
You just restarted your phone.
I panicked.
The reception's very poor here.
yes.
Look how blurry that is.
Yeah, it's blurry over here as well. Put the volume down now.
But it's not very blurry on the main screen. It's very, very poor reception here.
Upload speed.
You want to try the this one right here? See if you could get it.
No, I mean they can hear the voice. It's the most important thing.
Okay.
So Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Hopefully it'll come in most high willing a little clearer than that. The display is very blurry, man.
Yeah, just flip your Bible like turn out. You don't need none of that.
Yeah, so this is the Sukkot. Essentially we out here for 7 days, and to those that are not keeping it, to those of you that you made up excuses for not being here to keep the Most High holy day, shame on you. The easiest thing in the world that we could do is actually create these excuses, as many of you have done. We could always have an excuse as to why we mute your volume
Now I'm turning on the Salaki.
to where you can't show up. Man, this is very bloody. But yeah, you want anything that you want to say before we get started? So we're gonna go over the scriptures on what exactly you should be doing to keep this. I could tell you most of you are off because you're not out here. This is something that the Most High orders. We're all supposed to be keeping this high holy day. Mute your phone, David. It's been a distraction. This is you're trying to stay in the spirit here, man. You got all kind of that's Satan right there moving, man. Well, only you create excuses why you couldn't come, you couldn't find babysitter. Bring your children with you, because you're supposed to have your family and everyone celebrating this high holy day. You're supposed to, no excuses, man. Some of you come, you leave. Most High don't want to hear that. You have to explain that to the Most High. You could go and you work in the devil's society. You go back, you gotta hurry back up and get to work, but you can't give certain days to the Most High, man. You're a hypocrite. Because I know from working in the system myself that you could ask for that time off. If the Amalekites could tell them, and it's on the calendar, if you don't know what it is, show them the Amalekites' so-called high holy day and tell them that's what you're celebrating. You could get that time off for religious reason. So those of you that's not here is because you really don't want to be. You're more interested in the creditor side of this aspect. And the Most High is going to bring some judgment in your life for that. You got anything you want to say in regards to that, Taurus?
Now, praise to the Most High for those that did make it, and I'm just happy to be, we all together as we should be, Yeah.
What about you? Y'all should be. You got anything you want to say in regards to this, man? The people that didn't show up?
Well,
he made it. He's not even an adult yet. He made it, but adults making up excuses why they can't make it.
I would say just try and come here next. Well, no, come here next time because Hanukkah's coming up. Hanukkah's coming up in like December, November time. So yeah, make sure you make it then.
Come on. You got anything, Elder David, you want to say in regards to that?
If you ever did something and you wish you hadn't done it, well, come on and do something and be glad you did it. And you will be glad you did.
Come on. What about you, Joshua? That's shining on you?
Shabbat Shalom, family. It is my hope that during this time that everybody in Tazadaq does get together and congregate. The majority of us, or the majority of Tazadaq, did not make it last year. We got new people here. The Kahan did his part in communicating what those dates were that we're going to be congregating well in advance. And for everyone who joined TDOC, you got it as soon as you join. So preparation starts, starts from there. If you really got a heart for the Most High, then you would set your life up so that way you can follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. It's in here. We go over, the scriptures and, get reminders and all that. You know what I'm saying? So if you have some kind of financial issue, you can't make it, you can't find a babysitter, well then that's the Most High, cursing your life because you didn't do what you were supposed to, leading up into that point. You weren't sincere enough. He ain't, you mismanaging or not being a good steward over what he didn't make you make charge over you for. But you can, if you're alive and you're moving around, you make a conscious decision to fix that. But you need to pray, fast and pray, and press forward. And for all you out there that are not part of TDOC, you also welcome, to come. If you're not part of a congregation, you Israelites out there, women, if you're interested, you need to bring your husbands. Husbands, if you're interested, at least minimally the men of each home, we need to congregate. That is a commandment. That's a commandment in the book of Malachi, chapter 4. So I'm glad I'm here. I'm gonna be honest with you, it was rough, but I continued to press forward and I made it here. Everyone has life circumstances and there's just a test, but what are you going to do in the end? And it's going to show whether you make it and whether you don't. So just, do what you got to do. We have reasons to celebrate. Right before the Feast of Tabernacles was the Day of Atonement. We're all supposed to be on one accord and fasting. Before that is the blowing of the trumpets. That's another feast day. You know what I'm saying? So there's reasons to celebrate, party, bring offerings, spend money, have a good time together. Y'all just missing it. And you're gonna go ahead and celebrate these pagan holidays coming up. I know you are, because that's how people do.
Right. Birthdays.
Birthdays. Dang on, you got Halloween come up and all this other stuff. Right. Everybody preparing for that. Yeah. I bet y'all participate in that. I bet you. We'll see. We'll see.
Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. Yeah. What about Eric, man?
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Let's go cut my mic on this. Yeah.
Oh, my fault, King. Where's everything? Right here.
Okay. What you got, Eric?
Shalom. For you all who didn't make it, Most High willing, we'll see you next time. Shalom. That's it.
Come. Well, good night, man. Good night.
Shabbat. Shalawam. When I was thinking worldly, it was very easy for me to take time out to celebrate those holidays that wicked worldly people still do. But if you can't come time to take out time to spend on the holy days commanded by Most High, it's very, very sad, very shameful. So you can do your best. Come out to the next holy day, which is Hanukkah. Shabbat Shalawam. Hope everyone learns something from this lesson and takes it with them. Because you might not be able to make the next meeting.
Come. So I mean, bottom line is, man, if you didn't make it, or you came here, you left early, the Most High, bottom line, Most High is going to deal with you. There's judgment coming your way, because there's really no excuses. He tells you, man, to keep his feast days and his laws, statutes, and commandments. A lot of you still have that Christian mentality. You believe that the laws are done away with, but you're gonna find out that they're not. I don't give a doing where you are in the country. If I made it here, you can make it here. That's just an excuse. It's called pre-planning. You know that these are coming up, and no one has an excuse because this is posted to the website. You're just not taking it. It's been posted to the website for over a year. So you're just not taking the time to go out there and check it out because it's not important to you. Most of you're interested in getting rid of your debts and commerce, but you're not really interested in this, man. You're only fooling yourself, and the Most High is going to deal with you. So to those of you that's really interested in this, we're going to go on precepts and show you how this is actually kept. So, this is really blurry. So take out your Bibles. It's really blurry, right, Davey?
It is, but my eyesight is blurry.
It's kind of blurry too.
Yeah.
I thought it looked
Connection's
clear
not good.
before.
Yeah, that's on mine. That's on my
Yeah,
StreamYard.
because like his camera's fine. It's just
right.
the rate of
Okay,
it
yeah.
that it's like getting
It's clear.
sent out.
It's their upload rate.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully they can hear it fine.
There's nothing but high shade time right there, man.
Mhm.
That's all that is. The internet connection where we are is horrible. So let me see if I can switch in my hotspots, because that's ridiculous, man.
Okay.
So if someone could speak for me. Let me see if I can pull this up on my hotspots. That's ridiculous. No one ain't allowed to send it.
Yeah, so those of you that take the holidays that you're not supposed to be keeping seriously, it doesn't make no sense because you guys will go out there and spend a lot of money for Halloween, for Christmas, Thanksgiving, and all that, and you don't even know the background or history to it. And then you're spending bread and then wonder why you're in debt and you're a debtor. And on top of that, it really has no meaning. And then most of the ones that do have meaning is wicked. But y'all can't find the time and money to celebrate the high holy days within the scriptures. It doesn't make sense. I mean, let that marinate.
Come. See if I can pull this up on my galaxy, man. All right, hand.
I got there's a scripture where Yahweh says, I despise your feast.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I will not dwell in them. Yeah, I mean, you said it
familiar.
before, 'cause I remember you.
All right, so it should be clear now. Let me refresh.
Which one is it?
Yeah, I despise your feast days.
I will not dwell on them. You know what I mean?
Wait, yeah.
I despise your feast days. Is it clear now?
Yeah, it's looking
Amos
better.
5:21.
Yes,
Yeah, that's good.
it's looking better.
Yeah, it's a lot clearer now. All right, so pardon that, man. I had to walk into my hotspots because where we are out in this forest, the internet for them is horrible. So, praise be the Most High. This is a little clearer. Hopefully, the voices are coming through clearer, and so on and so forth. Thumbs up as you come in the room. That goes without saying. We shouldn't have to tell you that. All of you, you need to hear this message. A lot of people, they talk about these high holy days, but they're not teaching you how to keep them appropriately. So, we're going to go over to that today. And we're going to read this in the Torah. So let's start with the book of Leviticus 23 and 43. The high holy day that we're supposed to be celebrating is Sukkot, also known as the Feast of Tabernacles, meaning the Feast of Booth. Sukkot, the Feast of Booth, right?
Con, the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 42.
43.
43.
Come.
That your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Mitzrayim, Egypt. I am Yahweh, your Elohim.
So this is a remembrance from when the children of Israel was out in the wilderness after they left Egypt for 40 years. Now, the distance between Egypt and what they refer to as the Promised Land, they refer to as Israel, formerly known as the land of Canaan. It wouldn't even take you a week to get there. But it took 40 years because most of those Israelites, just like you got all your excuses of why you didn't attend this feast day because you're wicked. That's the bottom line. You're wicked. Your spirit's off. You're only appeasing to yourself. But so because they didn't attend the feast days and do what the Most High ordered, most of them died off in the wilderness. That's why he kept them out there for 40 years. So they died off in the wilderness, and he only let the righteous ones into the land of milk and honey. the so-called promised land. You finish that out, General Yashabin, or is there more?
Come, that's it.
All right, let's get Deuteronomy, the 16th chapter, Deborim, chapter 16, and let's start reading at verse 13. Deborim 16 and 13. Let's see how Taurus is going to read. Deborim, Deuteronomy 16th chapter, verse 13. It talks about celebrating the Feast of Tabernacle for 7 days after you've gathered the produce for your threshing floor and the wine press. You're supposed to be joyful at this feast. How can you be joyful if you're not here? And the Most High is not talking about coming on one day and then leaving. He says 7 days. Who got that precept?
Got it. Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 14.
13.
Salakia. You shall keep the feast of, can you pronounce this?
Tabernacle.
Of Tabernacle. 7 days after that, you have gathered
Not quick.
in your thresh floor.
Right.
Your corn.
And your wine.
Your wine press.
And your wine press. And ye shall rejoice in your feast.
That means be joyful. You mean you're supposed to be happy. Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to come out here upset, isolating yourself, and so on and so forth. You're supposed to be joyful. A feast. It's like, what they call it, the Boricuas call it fiesta, right?
Fiesta.
Yeah, come on. It's a celebration, man. You're supposed to be happy.
Right.
Right.
You and your son and your daughter and your manservant and your mid servant.
So what this is saying, Taurus, even if you had slaves, because a lot of the Israelite, the servants are slaves. So even if the Israelite had people of other nations that were slaves, they had to keep these feasts also.
Right.
They supposed to be here keeping these feasts. And
the Levian and the stranger and the
right. The stranger
fatherless.
means someone of the other nations that might be joining on into you. They had to keep this, man.
Right.
That's it on. Okay, so let's go from there. Let's go back to Leviticus chapter 23. We're going to read verse 39, 43.
Book of Leviticus.
So the Most High will bless you in your harvest, man, if you do what he said. And he will bless the work of your hands. Let me tell you where some of you can't be here, just like General Yasha being said, man, because you're not living right for the other part of the year. Let me tell you something. You're not supposed to attend this feast day if you did not keep the blowing of the trumpet. You have to keep the feast day all the way through. The people that did not keep the blowing of the trumpets in the Day of Atonement, you're not supposed to keep it anyways, because your spirit is already off. Now, you have to attend the High Holy Day all the way through. You can't do what you want to do. Go ahead, King.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 39. Also, in the 15th day of the 7th month, when ye have gathered in the fruit of the land, ye shall keep a feast unto Yahweh 7 days.
See that? Read on.
On the first day shall be a Sabbath. And
so the first day of this is a Sabbath. That means you shouldn't have been working. Most of you Negroes was working. You should not have been working. Go ahead, read on.
And on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath.
So the 8th day is a Sabbath. So the other days, it doesn't say that you can't work, but you're supposed to be keeping this high holy days. But on the Shabbat, you're not supposed to be working, and so on and so forth. Go ahead, read on.
And ye shall take you on the first day the boughs of goodly trees, branches of palm trees, and boughs of thick trees, and willows of the brook, and ye shall rejoice before Yahweh, your supreme Elohim, 7 days. And ye shall keep it a feast unto Yahweh 7 days in the year.
So we're supposed to be eating every day. Y'all should be you're celebrating it, man. These Negroes home working, telling me I gotta work. All right, why'd you that, man?
It shall be a statute forever in your generation.
So it's an example. It's a law. Statute's a law. That's what Esau calls a law, right? It's supposed to be a statute forever throughout your generations. So all of you, there's no excuse for this, man. You didn't make it because it wasn't important enough for you. And so judgment's going to come to you and your family because of that. And the Most High is going to judge the man of that household because you're supposed to be in charge of that household. Go ahead, read on.
Ye shall celebrate it in the 7th month. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days.
So the booths, I know what you think. You think it's talking about a damn a musical booth or something. A booth that you in making music because you simple as hell. You Negroes are simple, man. It's talking about tents. It's talking about tents, man. Go ahead, read on.
That your generations, all that are Israelite born shall dwell in booths. Verse 43. That your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to dwell in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt, Mizraim, and I am Yahweh, your supreme Elohim.
Come on. So Sukkot, that's a proper word in the Hebrew. Sukkot, right? So Sukkot is actually the plural form of Sukkot, right? Adding the OT to it. So the Hebrew equivalent is to add in an S in English, right? So it's pronounced Sukkot, right? So that's what the day is. It means the feast. So you hear some people call it, most Israelites will call it the Feast of Tabernacle, but it really means booth. The Tabernacles is meaning booths. And so the 7-day feast of the Torah, which is the 5 books of Moses. So, you're supposed to be reading from that, man. And so we're supposed to be rejoicing. What are you doing? Why are you not here? Let's get Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 15. Why are you not here? Why is your family? And so they wonder why they remain in their conditions, man. And they complain. You know why? Because you're a Roman Catholic mess. You're a Roman Catholic hot mess. I don't care which denomination you're calling it, non-denominational, whatever title or spin you put on it, Jehovah Witness, 7-day Adventist, Pentecost. You're nothing but a Roman Catholic mess, man. That's all you are. You're a so-called Christian. You're not a real Christian because the Jews was first called Christians in Antioch, meaning a true Christian and an Israelite is the same thing. It's the same thing. Nehemiah 8, verse 15. Now, this is the exact list of stuff that the people are instructed to bring from the hills in the book of Nehemiah 8 and 15. So someone got that? Read what you got.
This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 8, verse 15. And that they should publish and proclaim in all their cities and in Jerusalem, saying, go forth unto the mount and fetch olive branches. So
that word is zayif, meaning wild olive branches in the Hebrew. Zayif, olive branches, wild olive branches. Go ahead, read on.
And pine branches, and myrtle branches, and palm branches, and branches of thick trees.
Yeah, shamin, meaning branches of trees, thick trees. Shamin. Go ahead, read.
To make booths, as it is written.
To make booths. So literally the tents, this is why the so-called Native Americans, you see the so-called Native Americans, they got that from our tradition, man. When they build the teepees at a tent, that's all. They got that from our, history, man. That came from us. And so when we looked up, that's an Indian teepee. No, that's an Israelite teepee, man. It's a booth. You understand what I'm saying? So you finish that out, brother?
Come.
All right, from there, let's get let's go to the book of Exodus and read some about when the Israelites went into the wilderness, because this is what this is actually symbolic to. Let's get Exodus, the 12th chapter, when the children of Israel on the night, after the Passover, when we had to flee Egypt. That's what this is all talking about.
10th chapter?
12.
12.
Exodus 12.
All right. Exodus 12 it is. Any particular verse?
Start reading from verse 1.
All right. Exodus chapter 12, verse 1, I guess from the beginning. And Yahweh spoke unto Moshiach and El Aaron in the land of Mishrim.
Okay, so what's going on here? The Hebrews, the Israelites in Exodus, like the good brother is reading, lived in booths for 40 years. 40 years, and you can't come out here and live for a week. You can't do a week. Hell, some of you won't do one day. 40 years. And so this is why it's important that you do this, because the Most High wants you to have an idea what it was like for the Israelites to actually have lived in the wilderness for 40 years under branches. You won't do one day. 40 years. Why was it 40 years? Because just like you, because of their unbelief. If you really believed in this, you would be here. And their disobedience. So you're just like that still. You're the same way. You're disobedient. You have all kind of excuses. When the Most High told you to get your behind out of Egypt, if you ain't leave, death was coming to you. So that's what's going to happen to you, man. Death is coming to you, man. So you can repent, or the Most High, he'll kill your children as well, man. The Most High strike one of your children just to show you, man, how mighty he is and won't have no emotions about it. So the situation was only temporary, and the Most High, he was still in the midst, providing for the Israelites, making manna fall from the sky, but a lot of you all was disobedient, just like you are today. So Sukkot would be better translated as a shed or a shelter or a shack, right? These booths that it's talking about. So the nature, the reason that you need to be out here, because the nature of Sukkot, in which the Israelites, they eat their meals at this time in Sukkot as a reminder of the transitory nature of what it was like to live off of nature in the wild, right? And feel the humility before the Most High, Yahweh. So the shelter could also be remembered, or a reminder of shelter, which to fill laborers. Because we had to go out and labor for things, man. During the time of harvest, you had to go out and gather your fruit and all that. You couldn't eat like you wanted to eat. The children of Israel was out there complaining, oh man, we should have stayed in Egypt. You brought us out here to starve. You guys are the same way today, man. Same way.
Mm-hmm.
So the tabernacle is a translation of the Mishnah, right? Which is the tent of meeting, which proceeded to the temple of Jerusalem. So read some more of that on tourist Exodus. Which verse are you on there?
2, verse 2. Exodus 12, verse 2. This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Keep going, King.
Yeah, so even when we had the tabernacle, the Israelites still kept this. After they was out of the wilderness, outside of the tabernacle, what the priests would do, the Israelites would build booths outside that didn't have roofs on top of it. They would put branches on top of it so that they could actually see the sky, right? They decorated them with fruits, right? And they lived in them, or they ate their meals in them, right? So they must be able to see the stars. That's a whole part of being out there, as a reminder of being in that wilderness for 40 years, man. And they ate their meals. You what you at? You at home in Esau's apartment, eating, getting fat and overweight, and watching a Netflix. Right now, you watching us, and you're supposed to be ahead with us. Yeah. Gotta teach, brother. But well, you're supposed to be out here. You sitting up, Aguatum. And so the meals that the Israelite ate during this time, it included all sorts of seasoned fruits and vegetables and salads and apples and plums and dates. Matter of fact, I got me some dates. We're supposed to be eating that type of things, man. Dumplings and things of that nature. Living and eating in Sukkot. It is a reminder of our brick model, right? Remember, we was making those bricks out of straw. You people don't care, man. So just as the weather gets cooler and we feel satisfied and comfortable after the harvest, the Most High tells us to go and live in shacks for a while. You're supposed to do this, man. You're supposed to be out here living in shacks for a week. But you're too good for this. Go ahead, read on, okay? You're too good for it, I guess.
Exodus 12, verse 3. Speak ye unto all the assembly of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every...
Let's go on into the Passover. Let's go a little lower.
Okay, where you want to start?
Let me see something. Yeah, let's go to the Passover. Oh, this is it right here, the Feast of Mishnah. Let's talking about that. Yeah, right here. It's talking about the Feast of Tabernacles right here. Let's see. This day shall be 7 days shall you eat. Mishnah. No, it's talking about the Passover right there. It's a feast of unleavened bread. I want to talk about when they get to that wilderness.
Verse 41.
Yeah.
Verse 41.
Yeah, let's start at verse 40.
All right, roger that.
Yeah, come. When they fled from there.
Come. Exodus chapter 12, verse 41. And it came 40, Salakia. Now, for 40. Now the sojourning
the sojourning of the children of Israel.
Come. The sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelt in the land of Mizraim and in the land of Canaan, and they and their fathers was 430 years.
So 430 years we was in Egypt in bondage. And Egypt can be translated as a Greek word for bondage. Egypt is not a Hebrew word. He read the Hebrew word Mizraim. Mizraim meaning upper and lower Egypt. So the word Egypt is a Greek word, but Egypt essentially means bondage. Someone get Exodus I think 20 verse 2 real quick. Exodus 20 and 2 is a house of bondage. Egypt is considered to be a house of bondage. It's remembrance of us being in bondage.
Oh, the book, you got it?
Book of Exodus, verse 20, chapter 20, verse 2. Thou shalt have no other Elohim before me.
Oh, one verse up.
I am Yahweh, thy Elohim, which have brought thee out of the land of Mizraim.
Yeah, Mizraim, meaning Egypt.
Out of the house of bondage.
Bondage. So Egypt means bondage. It's symbolic to bondage. Well, it's synonymous to bondage. And when you go into the book of Revelation, it refers to as a modern Egypt. As someone get that. Revelations 12, that is formerly known as Egypt. I think it's Revelations 12, verse 12. Let me see, man. Mine's drawing a blank here. Someone's phone's going on.
Revelation 12, verse 12.
Spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Now that's they have the sort. Revelations 11 and 8 is what I'm looking for.
11 and 8.
Revelations 11 verse 8. Salakia.
Book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
So that dead bodies is talking about the children of Israel. And that's going back to Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, because we're spiritually dead, we're mentally dead. You're spiritually dead, that's why you're not here. You're mentally dead. You understand? So your dead bodies are lying in the street of Egypt. But just like in the valley of dry bones, you're walking dead. So it's not talking about people being put in coffins, right? It's talking about a people that's spiritually dead and mentally dead. So you're dead on your feet. Read on.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Well, how is America spiritually called Sodom? That goes without saying, Taurus. You got all these alternative lifestyles walking around.
Right.
Sodom and Gomorrah was 5 cities of homosexuality and lesbianism.
Wow.
America is worse than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have all these kind of communities, and if you speak out against it, they call it hate speech. But it's condemned in the scriptures. It's condemned in Leviticus 20 and 13. It's condemned in the book of Jude 1 and 7. It's condemned in the book of Romans 1 and 24 to the end of that chapter. But in this world, they say, hey, how dare you speak out against this? But the Most High says he's spiritually referred to as Sodom, and we can see why. And Egypt, how was it referred to as Egypt? How many years you say we was in bondage in Egypt?
40.
430 years.
430 years.
How many years were we slaves over here? Over 400 years.
Huh.
That's a prophecy in Genesis. When the Most High told Abraham, know of a surety that your people will be in bondage for 400 years, right?
Mhm.
So that's prophecy being fulfilled. So she's spiritually referred to as Sodom in Egypt. Read on.
Where also our Savior or Lord was crucified.
Now, David, how did they crucify Yahweh Shah here? How did they crucify? Because you see, the ignorant Negro would say, well, that don't make sense. They didn't crucify Yahweh Shah here.
Mhm.
So how did they crucify him?
Number one, they changed his identity.
There you go, right there. So they kill the truth, because when we read Revelations 1 and 14, it tells us Yahweh Shah was a so-called black man with white woolly hair. So they killed the truth, they destroyed the true image of a Mashiach, and they raised up the lie of Caesar Borgia. That's how they crucified him. And then everyone that would not worship the true, that fake image that they came up with Caesar Borgia was put to death.
Right.
He was crucified. So that's how they crucified the real Hamashiach Christ.
Right.
Go ahead, kid.
All right. So next verse, number 9.
Come on.
And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer.
So 3 days and a half. That's symbolic to Hamashiach being in the earth for 3.5 years. For 3 days, right? Remember, that's what that's symbolic to, man. And read that. What did it say about the dead bodies?
And shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
So that means these people that's dead are not physically dead, because it says not suffer their bodies to be put in graves. So they're spiritually dead and they're mentally dead. That's talking about you people, man. That's why you won't show up for this stuff. This is why you women won't obey your husbands. This is why your spirits, Eve, I'm telling you, man, most of you women are not going to make it, man. Most of you women will not make it, because you do this for a ritual. You're not doing it from the heart, which is your mind. See, your real heart is the core of your thinking. It's your mind. It's not the heart in your chest. That's not the heart that the Most High is talking about. He's talking about the core of your thinking. You're supposed to fear the Most High. Someone give me that in Proverbs. Fear the Most High with all thy heart and soul, and lean not towards thy own understanding. I think this Proverbs, 3rd chapter. Fear the Most High with all thy heart and soul. Fear the Most High with thy heart and soul, and lean not towards thy own understanding.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 5 and 6. Trust in Yahweh with all thine heart.
So the first thing, you're not supposed to trust in yourself. You're not supposed to trust in Joey. And to those of you that trust in Donnie, you're not supposed to trust in Democrat or your jaw. You're supposed to trust in the Most High with all your heart and soul. And if you trust in him, you will be here. Read on.
And leave not unto thine own understanding.
You're not supposed to lean on your own understanding. Well, I think it means this. Like, shut the hell up. The Most High has to teach you. It's not given to most of you to understand the scriptures. Does not the scripture say, how can they know unless they be taught?
Right.
How can they be taught unless they have a teacher?
Right.
Good, read on.
In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths.
So are they acknowledging towards by not being here? It says, in all thy ways acknowledge him.
Always.
What are they doing working? I gotta work. I gotta go to work. You know who's your God? Esau.
Come.
Your boss is your joy. that is your God. That's why you're not here.
Right.
And I'm telling you something, man. If you couldn't afford to be here, you know why you broke? Because the Most High is dealing with you, man. That's why you can't afford to be here. The Most High is dealing with you. And I know you don't believe this because Christianity has you hoodwinked. You understand? Christianity has you hoodwinked, man. You need a revolution. You need a revolution of your mind, which is complete constructive change. Go ahead,
Come on, verse 7. Be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear Yahweh and depart from evil.
So a lot of these people are wise in their own eyes. You can't tell them nothing, man. You can't tell them nothing, man. Let's get the book of Yeshaya, verse 12 and 3. Chapter 12, verse 3. Isaiah, Yeshaya. So the celebration with this whole thing, remember it rained the first night that we out here, right? That might have been the work of the Most High, because the temple ritual at the Tabernacles, you know, there was a water ceremony. So maybe that's why the Most High made it rain the first night. You got it? I got it.
Go figure.
That we was out here. See, every morning of the feast, there was a joyous pool, you know, playing music, and there was a water ceremony. Go ahead, read what you got.
All right, the book of Isaiah, chapter 12, verse 3. Therefore, with joy shall ye draw water out of the wells of salutation.
See that? That's what the priest was doing. Go ahead, read on.
And in that day shall ye say, Praise Yahweh, call upon his name, declare his doings among the people, make mention that his name is exalted.
You see what I'm saying? So most of these people don't know how to keep this. This is why they should be here. So as the sacrifices proceeded, the priest was returning with water, and they entered through the water gate, and then they named this event, man. So there was a water ceremony, and there was a threefold trumpet blast. And they would blow the what do you call that? The shofar. They would blow the shofar, man. And he poured water into silver receptacles, man, on the altar. Go ahead, read what you got.
Verse 5.
Yeah, read verse 5.
Sing unto Yahweh, for he hath done excellent things. This is known in all the earth.
Con. So from there, let's get the book of Telahim, Psalms 27, verse 1. There was also a lighting the temple, right? That means, you know, we have menorahs. And the menorahs in the temple were made out of pure gold. Pure gold. So in this typical season right here, the Israelites remember that as well as there was plenty of rain, and we had that. First night, it rained like crazy, man.
Right.
The first night that we rained out, and it was raining like crazy, man.
Right.
At least it praise be the Most High, man. Little rain can't stop us. Hey, we supposed to pitch the tents up in the rain. I gotta give Ali that one, man. At least the little rain's not gonna stop me, brother. Praise be the Most High, man.
The book of Telahim, Psalms, chapter 27, verse 1. Yahweh is my light.
Okay, so now today, but after the rain tours, it's been sunny every day. And the people was thanking the Most High for the sun, because the sun represents the light.
Right.
You see how the Most High is making this thing work out?
You know what's crazy? The forecast said it was going to rain like that all week.
Yeah, I looked it up too.
Right.
Let that one marinate.
Okay.
Come. And it hasn't rained since.
And my salvation, whom shall I fear? Yahweh is the strength of my life.
Right. And he gives salvation through the spirit of the Messiah. Go ahead.
Of who shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Thou, or though an host shall encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. One thing have I desired of Yahweh, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of Yahweh all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of Yahweh and to inquire in his temple. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacles shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon the rock. And now shall mine head be lifted up above my enemies round about me. Therefore will I offer this tabernacle sacrifices of joy. I will sing, yea, I will sing praises unto Yahweh.
Con. So where he's reading now, so what will happen, like the Israelites had a court in the tabernacle known as a court of women. Because the Israelites always separated the men from the women when they gathered. And so in the court of women, they would take 4 giant menorahs that was made out of pure gold and light them. And then they would celebrate the little boys like him that was descendants of priests. So there would be a celebration for that. And people was dancing and making merry. That's why they call it a feast day. That's what he's reading right now. Good, read on.
Con. Hear, O Yahweh, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also upon me and answer me. When thou saidest, seek ye my face, my heart said unto thee, thy face, Yahweh, will I seek. Hide not thy face far from me. Put not thy servant away in anger.
Now, let's get Psalms 118. Psalm 118 Psalms. Psalms 118.
Oh, 118. Okay.
Start at verse 1.
Con. The people respond to Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
It's the book of Psalms.
And then they will proceed 7 times around the altar. And number 7 is very significant in the scriptures. Go ahead, Ken.
Come on. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 118, verse 1.
Yeah, come. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, give thanks unto Yahweh, for he is good, because his mercy endureth forever.
Yeah, how many verses did I go to?
I see 28.
Yeah, so when they got to verse 25, they start saying, Hashanah, Hashanah, Hashanah means save now. Save now. Hashanah meaning save now. Read verse 25 through 29. If they want to read that entire chapter, they can.
Come on. Book of Psalms, chapter 118, verse 25. Save now, I beseech thee, O Yahweh, I beseech thee, send now prosperity. Verse 26. Blessed be he that cometh in the name of Yahweh. We have blessed you out of the house of Yahweh. Yahweh is the supreme Allahan, which has showed us light. Bind the sacrifice with cords, even unto the horns of the altar.
Come.
Verse 28. Thou art my supreme Allahan, and I will praise thee. Thou art my Allahan, I will exalt thee. O give thanks unto Yahweh, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever.
Come. They send Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. And they will also say, blessed is he that comes in the name of Yahweh. Let's get the book of Yachanan, 7, verse 37. John 7 and 37. Because the celebration became proverbial. And it's a shame that you people are not here. The Nahamashiach say, if anyone thirsty, you come to me to drink. You ain't coming to him to drink by sitting on your sofa, watching us from there. I mean, it's good that you're watching us, but you're supposed to be here.
The book of John, Yachanan, chapter 7, verse 37. In the last day, that great day of the feast, Yahweh Shah stood and cried, saying, if any man thirst, let him come unto me.
So as we saw, Yahweh Shah were keeping this. But not, and you're supposed to be followers of Christ, but you're not keeping it. You're not keeping it. See, he's the living water. He's going to quench your thirst, Ali, with the living water. You understand that? Let's get the book of Revelations. Let's get Revelations, the 21st chapter.
21st chapter.
chapter 21. Start reading at verse 1.
All right. The book of Revelations 21. And I saw a renewed heaven and a renewed earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away.
So a new heaven and a new earth is coming, man.
And there was no more sea.
So the 8th day of this is a resurrection of the beginning. It's symbolic to this right here, of the new heaven and new earth. Because they say let's have an extra day for the tabernacle. So the 8th day represents this precept right here, the new heaven and new earth that Hamashiach is bringing. Read on.
And I, Yachanan, saw the holy city renewed of Jerusalem, coming down from Yahweh out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned
So
for her man.
the feast of Tabernacles is the only feast day that literally has an extra day. It has an extra day. And that's symbolic to this right here, Revelations 21. Go ahead.
And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacles of Yahweh, tabernacle of Yahweh things, is with men, and he will tabernacle with them, and they shall be his people, and Yahweh himself shall be with them.
So this is talking about the 7th millennium. Go to chapter 22. Start reading at verse 1.
Revelations 22. And he showed me a pure river of water of life, clear as crystal, proceeding out of the throne of Yahweh and of the Lamb. In the midst of the street of it, and on other side of the river was there the tree of life, which bore 12 manner of fruits, and yield her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations. And there shall be...
So the nations, a lot of these nations are going to have to be saved. But only righteous Israelites are going to save it. This is because a lot of Israelites, they teach hate. They say the nations are not going to make it in the kingdom.
Right, yeah.
They're going to make it, but they're going to be punished first. But they're going to have to be healed because it's telling that for the healing of the nations. Right?
Right.
So read a little more. Someone get John chapter 8, verse 12. John 8 and verse 12.
That's funny. You brought up the healing of the nations when Ephraim and I earlier were sitting out in the sun. An Edomite came up and was asking us about, what are we doing here, this organization, and why we're celebrating. I told her to get a Bible, took her straight to Leviticus 23 and verse 43, and we went over the scriptures. And then her husband came and her group came.
Yeah.
And, it was an edifying conversation.
Oh, wow.
Calm.
Yeah, it was nice.
She was like, "Are you the leader?" Not at all. I'm just a regular guy. And they went on about this.
She told them the Most High was your leader.
8 verse 12.
Yeah, come on.
It's the book of Yachanan, John, chapter 8, verse 12. Then spake Yahushua against unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life.
See, this is like you, man. See, Hamashiach, these people right here during this time, they wanted what the Most High could do for them politically, not spiritually. You're the same way today. You love rituals more than John 8 and 12. You love rituals more than you love what the Most High could do for you spiritually. And that's a problem, man. That's a real problem. Go ahead, King.
Verse 13.
Oh, no, that's it. Read 8 and 12 again.
Come. It's the book of Yachanan, chapter 8, verse 12. Then spake Yahushua again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world.
So he's the light of the world. Mm-hmm.
Come. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life.
Let's get John 1, verse 14. Yachanan 1 and 14. And then someone get Matthew 18, verse 20. Matthew 18, verse 20.
Yachanan.
Then someone get Matthew 11 and 28. So there's 3 precepts.
I got 18 verse 20.
Yachanan, the book of John, chapter 1, verse 14. And the word was made flesh and tabernacle.
Okay, so I want you to go above that because I want Ali to get the understanding. Because you and him was talking about the us the other day, remember, in the Bible? So I want to say this. You cannot take an English word, which is a transliteration of the Hebrew. Someone go to Genesis and get me where it says, let us make man.
2 verse 7.
Right. Let's get that. We can clear this up right now. We can clear this up right now, Brother Ali. Edification. Because us is not talking about those evil forces or nothing like that. That's talking about the Most High and His Son. Genesis 2 and 7. What was
1 and 26.
1 and 26.
This one. All right.
Yeah, hold what you got, Taurus. I still need that.
All right, come on.
All right. The book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 26. And Yahweh said, let us make man.
Okay, let us make man. Now, I'm not sure. Ali was saying that this is something, but the word, what's the word in your Bible right there? That's talking about the Most High, man. That's not talking about no demons. Someone got a Yahuwah Bible or that Cipher Bible? Yeah, I still wanted you to hold what you got.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Read the scripture you got, man.
What was it that I had that you want me to hold?
Genesis 1:26.
John 1 and 14.
Okay.
Y'all can not. Tell him where you at, Benai.
Genesis 1:28.
For the Genesis?
Yeah.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 1.
Yeah, I want him to see what the word is in the Bible because Ali was trying to say some kind of whatever, man. They're just talking about the Most High, man.
No, I just said the same thing. Let us.
Yeah. So
It says, and Elohim said, let us
yeah,
make
right.
man.
So the Most High is saying this.
Oh.
The Most High is saying this thing.
Right.
So the us is talking about him and his son, man.
Oh.
The Elohim is plural for powers. That's talking about the Most High and his son. And how do we know? We go to the book of Yachanan. Because the book of Isaiah tell us how to read the Bible. Yeah. Get Isaiah 28 verse 10, David. This is how we're supposed to read the Bible. We cannot just read that if it doesn't line up with another precept. Precept has to be upon precept. Oh, he can't see. I forgot. He's a blind man.
I still got Yakanan verse 14. You say you want to go up before that, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go a couple verses up. So the us here is talking about the Most High and His Son. Go ahead, read what you got. Go to verse 12. Let me see what that is.
But as Yakanan, John, chapter 1, verse 12. But as
Okay, now go to the top. Let's get the clear understanding.
All right.
Go to verse
The
1.
book of Yakanan.
Hey, you guys listen to this, man. You need to hear this.
In the beginning was the word.
Okay, in the beginning was the word, right?
Right.
So what is that word? The scriptures say, someone get me John 17 to 17 real quick. We can find out what that word is. Let's get John 17, verse 17.
Book of Yachanan, John chapter 17, verse 17. Sanctify them through thy truth.
Okay, sanctify them with the truth. Get read.
Thy word is truth.
So the word is truth. We're gonna find out what that word is. So we're gonna find out who the truth is also. Thy word is truth. Whatever this word is, it makes you holy.
Right.
It makes you set apart. Sanctify means kadash. You set apart. You're holy. Right, read. Read what you got.
And the word was with Elohim.
So the word was with the Most High, with the powers. And the word was with the Most High. Read on.
The same was in the beginning with Elohim.
So now this eliminates anything about the us being some kind of demonic forces. Because it was right there with the Most High. The word was with him. Go ahead, read.
All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made.
Okay, so whatever this word is, all things was made by him. And nothing was made that was without him. Read on.
In him was life.
In him was life. So
And
whatever this word is, life comes through this word. Read on.
And the life was the light of men.
So he's the light of men. Who's the light of men? We already know that. Some Mashiach Yahweh. It's talking about your what? So that's who the word was. The word was flesh and it dwelt amongst us. Let's talk about how Yahweh shone, man.
Mashiach. And the light shines in darkness.
So the light is shining in people that try to understand these scriptures, but they don't. That's the darkness that it's talking about. But the darkness perceived it not. Read on.
And the darkness comprehended not.
The darkness don't understand the word.
Right.
Because it has to be given to you. Read on.
there was a man sent from Yahweh whose name was Yachanan.
See, a man named John. Go ahead, read on.
The same came for a witness to bear witness of the light.
So the light is who? The light is Christ. Because
Hamashiach.
the words say he's the light of the world, right? So he came to bear witness of Christ. That was Christ's cousin right there. Read on.
That all men through him might be
Might
lead.
believe.
Yeah,
Believe.
so all
Oh,
men
come.
might believe. Go ahead, read on.
He was not that light.
So John wasn't the light, but he came to bear witness to the light, the true light. John was a light, but he wasn't that light. You understand what I'm saying, David? See, that light means a direct article, right? There's a lot of lights right there, but it's not that light.
God.
That means not
Right.
that light out there in the sky.
Right.
Because these lights right here, they're going to disappear, man, in true darkness, man.
Right.
But that light's forever shining, man, in the sky.
Right.
Go ahead.
But was sent to bear witness of the light, that light.
That light.
That was the true light.
The true light. See, there's other kind of lights, but when the true light comes out, that true light shines bright as a firmament, David,
Right.
as the heavens. Go ahead.
Which lights every man that comes.
See, that light lights every man that receives it. You understand? That light can't light you up, like David. It'll shine on your skin. It's ultraviolet.
Into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made by him.
See, now we're getting closer. So the word was in the world, and the world was made by him. You see what I'm saying? That same word was back there with the Most High. That's talking about the Elohim is talking about the Most High and His Son. You know,
And the world knew him not.
they didn't know who he was. What did they say to him, David? Isn't this the carpenter's son?
Could any good thing
Hey.
come out of Nazareth?
Wait until you see what comes out of this now. You understand, David? Yeah, they said any good thing come out of Nazareth. Isn't this the carpenter's son? You see what I'm saying, George?
Yeah.
They didn't say if he was working up in corporate America, they would respect him. This guy's the carpenter's son, man.
Yeah.
Come
He
on,
could
man.
be, you know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
what I'm saying. He could be walking by and people too busy on their phones. They'll never know, man.
Yeah,
Right.
they won't. That's crazy.
And don't let him go to a black person's door, man. They can see a black man's at my door trying to break in. They can call 911 on it. That door is a Mashiach.
Right. Shame on them. He came unto his own, and his own received him not.
See, they didn't receive him, man. They rejected him.
But as many as received
But
him,
as many as received him, the people that did receive him, because there was a certain faction of Israelites that did receive him, read on.
to them gave he power to become to the sons of Yahweh.
So he gave them powers to be the sons of the Most High, man. Read on.
Even to them that believe on his name.
So you got to believe on the name. So you can't call him Jesus. You can't call him Lord. You can't call him God. Those that believe on his name. You got to say his name, man, by Hashem. In his name, man. Go ahead, read.
Which were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of Yahweh.
Right. Read on.
And the word was made flesh.
And the word was made flesh. The word was made flesh. So he came as man, so man could become Elohim. He couldn't come as anything else. If he came as that thing that, up there, David, you think anyone would follow him? If he came as an otter, David, you think someone would follow him? If he came as a bear, would you listen to him, George? He had to come as a man. Nothing else, man. Go ahead, man.
And the tabernacle among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the Yachanan of the Father, full of grace and truth.
So now go back to that. Let us make man, Benai. That makes sense. Genesis 1:26 or 27. 1:26. Read it.
And Yahweh said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
So what the Most High is telling you, women, is a man has authority over you. What the Most High is telling you, you judges, is a man has authority over you. The Most High is telling you, police, is a man has authority over you. In your public servant capacity, man has authority over everything, because he just read that man was made in the image and likeness of the Most High. But there was two men, there was two Adams, right? The first Adam didn't have the nefesh. It was when he blew that ruach into him, man. Only then did man become a living soul. Otherwise, he was just from the date, David. You understand that?
Mhm.
It's when he got that soul, man. When he got that. So you got the breath of the Most High in you, man. You're supposed to have that kind of power. You finish on that? Go ahead, man.
I wanted to say something.
Go ahead.
I'm not gonna say any names like out in public, but
Excuse me, I've been trying to be right.
I know like some people, they'll say like the breath of life that Yahweh breathed into us that made us man. Some people will like misconstrue that and say that came from like weed, and that when we smoke weed,
That's crazy.
that you become in your godlike state. That's not
but a
what
demon.
it's saying.
That's not but a
what it's
demon
saying.
right there. Yeah, that's a demon. And so I'm gonna tell you this, man. Things like marijuana and mind-altering drugs, they do open you up to the spiritual world, but unclean spirits. The unclean spirits. Because the Most High told you that the herb is supposed to be used for meat and medicines, not to smoke it. When you smoke it, it becomes a stimulant and it alters your mind.
It says what you just said.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Yeah.
All right. It proves that in Genesis 1, verse 29. And Yahweh said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat.
For meat. For meat. You want to smoke it. Let me show you how you misconstrue things, because you're the damn devil that the Bible speaks of. Now, David, I could have a gun, right?
Okay.
A gun could be used for noble purposes,
It can.
right? You go out, you hunt, you kill game. If you're a meat eater, I don't eat meat. Or you defend yourself with it, right?
All right.
But if I'm wicked, I would take that gun and go out and rob an innocent person or elderly person.
Okay.
So I'm misusing a weapon. The gun is not bad, but you come out with bad people that want to create gun laws and deprive all people of their rights. So just like the gun is not bad if it's used for a noble purpose, weed is not bad if it's used for meat, like the Most High ordered. But when you change it and you try and smoke it, that goes straight to your bloodstream and to your brain, man.
Okay.
And so now it's defeating its purpose. It's like misusing a weapon.
I still got that Matthew
All right, go ahead.
18 and 20.
Okay.
Book of Matthew, particular, chapter 18, verse 20. For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst of them.
So the church is not the building. You see that? That's the true church right there. Where 2 or 3 are gathered, Hamashiach is saying that's the church right there. Where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name. That is the church. Was there any more precepts out there?
Yes. Matthew 11.
So someone get Philippians 13, verse 12 and 14. Go ahead, Eric. Matthew 11.
11, verse 28. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy.
All of you that's heavy laden, you got these burdens on you. He said, come unto me. Read on. David, you know it.
Mm-hmm.
Laden, and I will give you the rest.
He'll give you rest, man. Man, I can't make it. Nah, man, I can't make it.
Read more.
Yeah.
Take my yoke upon you and hear of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart.
Okay.
And ye shall find rest unto your soul.
Yeah, let's get this Philippians 13, verse 12 through 14. And then Philippians 4, 11 through 13. It's not Philippians, it's yeah.
Philemon has one, I think.
I don't know. I'm not sure I wrote that there. So Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 16. Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 16.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 14, verse 16. And it shall come to pass that every one that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem.
Now we're going into prophecies. This is what's going to happen to you nations, man, that came against the Israelites. You laughing at the Israelites, you're making mockery of it. This is what's going to happen to you nations. You're going to have to submit, man, be taught by an Israelite, man. Or otherwise, there's a prophetic end that's coming. And we're living in these end times right now. Go ahead, read.
Shall even go up from year to year to worship the King and Yahweh Supreme Elohim, and keep the Feast of Tabernacles. And it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King of Yahweh of hosts, or Supreme Elohim, Yahweh, even upon them shall be no rain.
Come on. Let's get Yeshaya 51 and 11. Yeshaya 51 and 11. There's going to be 1,000-year Shabbat. Oh, you don't like to keep the Shabbat? There's going to be 1,000-year Shabbat, and you're not going to be there to keep it because you don't know how to keep it. And they're going to enter Zion singing. Psalms, Isaiah 51 verse 11.
God. The book of Yeshaya, Isaiah, chapter 51, verse 11. Therefore, the redeemed of Yahweh shall return and come with singing unto Zion, and everlasting joy shall be upon their head. They shall obtain gladness and joy, and sorrow and mourning shall flee away.
Let's get Romans the 11th chapter. Romans the 11th chapter, where it's talking about that wild olive teaching. Romans chapter 11.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Romans what?
Chapter 11.
Oh, start right there. Romans 11:16.
All right. The book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 16. For if the first fruit be holy, the lump is also holy. And if the root be holy, so are the branches.
That means set apart. You're different from everyone else. The word holy means kadash in the Hebrew. Go ahead.
Verse 17. And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou being a wild olive tree.
They're wild olive trees. see, towards the wild olive trees, they don't come here. They wild, man. They out there at the club, man. On facade, they doing everything they shouldn't be doing. That's a wild olive tree, and they got a wild wife. They got a wild wife, David. A guy waving at her. She's sitting in the car, a guy waving at her. You sitting right there, not even paying attention. That's a wild olive tree right there, man. Wild. Go ahead, man.
And thou being a wild olive tree, wert grafted in amongst them, and with them.
So the wild olive tree would be grafted in amongst the righteous people, man. Go ahead, read.
And with them partaketh of the root and fatness of the olive tree.
So the wild olive tree is trying to get the root, man. They're gonna try to destroy the tree. They get the fatness of the tree, man. So they're going for Yashibin. They're going for benign. They're trying to get people that's living right. They might now, David, the wild olive tree could be a woman that come in and try to use sexual diversion to divert you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead.
Boast not against the branches, but if thou boast, thou bearest not the root, but the tree.
So don't brag about the branches, man. You got to worry about the root, because if you destroy the root, David, the entire tree is going to die. A branch could be broken off. Tree's still going to live. Because an Israelite might go bad, but that doesn't mean the entire assembly is going to fall, man. That's just a branch. Go ahead, read on.
Thou wilt say then, the branches were broken off, that I might be graft in.
So that bad Israelite, a Raekwon might have to leave. So a tourist have to come in. You see what I'm saying? A demon calling himself Yahusha or Yahawashah got to leave so that a righteous one could be grafted in.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's
I
what
do.
that's saying. I'm not making this up, David.
I've heard it.
That's what he
I've
just
heard
read. Why are you accosting me, David? I'm just reading what the book says. Go ahead. Yashabit.
Well, because of unbelief,
See, because of unbelief.
they were broken off.
Because of unbelief, that's why they're not here today. Remember all them guys that was with us? Where they at today, David? David's still here.
Mhm.
They was talking about David, but look, David's still here.
Mhm.
David can make it. Anybody can make it.
If you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. George. If you can, David is clean as a whistle, though, man. You got to give him that.
Yeah.
Clean as a whistle. Go ahead, Kim.
All right. And thou standest by faith.
So you're supposed to stand on faith.
Mhm.
That means they're supposed to come out here on faith, David.
Yes, that's what I did.
Yeah, they all right, now I drew up. I can't do it, Tazadaq. Oh, I can't find a baby. All right, roger that. Don't tell me you're going to tell the Most High that. Because he's going to deal with you. You're supposed to come on faith. You step out on faith, man. And you're supposed to be in the unity of faith. Go ahead, King.
Be not high-minded.
Oh, they high-minded.
Mm.
Nah, I just wanted to say secure party creditor. Tazadaq, let me get your books. I was trying to talk to him about scriptures. They don't want to hear that.
Okay.
You talk to him about commerce. Oh, yeah. Shadi, yeah, how about Shema, how Shah? But I want to talk to you about this. You see they moved in Yashabit?
Uh-huh.
All of them had that motive, David.
Okay.
They wanted commerce, but they come in pretending to want to be scriptures.
Yeah, they
Look
got
at this
the
guy.
wrong one.
Malachi, you nothing but a damn demon, man. Stop messaging these brothers, man. These brothers don't want to communicate with you. He going in the background sending people messages. Nobody want to be your friend, man. Go and check yourself into a damn psych ward where you belong. You're a demon, man. You need a revolution of your spirit, man, because your spirit is off as hell. These brothers don't want to deal with you, man. Everybody can see you off, man. Go ahead, King.
Be not high-minded, but fear.
Right.
Verse 21. For if Yahweh spared not the natural branches, take heed.
So that means that the Most High didn't spare natural Israelites.
Mhm.
Take heed, read on.
Take heed, lest he also spare not thee.
He might not spare you, you demon. He might put you to death. Right? A lot of you going to be liquidated by the weapons of the Most High, man. Thermonuclear destruction that you think is made up. You see all these superhero movies? You know what that represents? That represents the Israelites is going to have these superpowers and represent angels. Those are mighty men of the Most High, man. Esau knows what's going on, man. When you see these men, did you realize we're going to have those kind of powers, David?
No,
You're going to have those kind of powers, man.
I did not.
Most of Mashiach said you will be given the power to work, make miracles, man, to raise the dead, to heal the sick. But he said your faith is not strong enough. Go ahead.
Verse 22. Behold, therefore, the goodness and severity of Yahweh on them which fell, severity, but towards thee goodness. If thou continue in his goodness, otherwise thou also shalt be cut off.
So if you don't continue in his goodness, you're going to be cut off. You're going to get caught up without your nation, man. They probably home right now eating something on the Shabbat that they're not supposed to be doing, or they're out working. Then they come on here and act like, they're doing everything right. Yeah, that's what they do, man.
Yep.
Some of you working right now today, man. Oh, I can't tell you, I'm at work. All right, roger that, man.
Be captain.
Don't tell me, tell the Most High, man. Tell the Most High that. Then they come out in these beautiful garments. They done paid. They done went to, what's that site called? Etsy, whatever. What's it called? Etsy. They go to Etsy, buy the most beautiful garments. Fine linen. And you a damn demon. Got a demon in those garments, man.
Wow. Just to make yourself
Right.
feel.
Just to try to look good. You know what I mean? They get the most fashionable. That looks good. It's Israelite. And you see them there. Hey, how about some of Yahweh Shah? Then they looking at your woman. They're looking at your woman. I'm telling you, man, this is how these dudes are, man.
Yeah.
Look at these guys that call themselves priests, man. They all slept with the same women, man. They all slept with the same woman, and they know that they had that woman, and they passed it on and passed it on. Yeah, you supposed to be men of the Most High, man. Shame on you, man. Nothing but a bunch of demons, man. That's why I don't mess with most of these Israelites, man. I stay clear. Okay, keep reading.
All right, verse 23.
They're nothing but wild olive branches.
And they also, if they bide not still in unbelief, shall be grafted in, for Yahweh is able to graft them in again.
So someone that do not, they might have gone a little astray. If the Most High wants to, he could draft them back in. David slipped for a minute. Most High grafted him back in.
He sure did.
He grafted him back in. Where's Marty Mark? Just disappeared. Come up with an excuse. Ah, man. Yeah, man. I don't like what you sound about them Moors, man. Get from under your damn woman, man. You ain't know nothing about no Moors, man. You under them damn women. You let them women tell you what to do, man. See, I'm a real man. I don't have to answer to no one but the Most High. You can't do that, man. Get in the back of that damn car and keep sucking on that damn blow pop. These damn women, man. Damn lollipop. And he get on YouTube and make all this damn noise, and then these women checking him, man. He cutting everybody. You going off. But when you jump off on someone like that, man, you know something's wrong. Now, where you at? You talking about all of these people? Where you at?
Gone.
You see what I'm saying? You gone, man, and for no reason. Ain't nobody said nothing to Marty, man.
Nothing.
You check everyone else. You don't like to be checked, man.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened to him. He just went MIA, man.
Yeah, the woman, man. Yeah, he was one of the first guys to say he was going to get my book and never got it. Because a woman asked him, "Oh, why you going to buy that book? What are you going to do with it?" Man, if that ain't a damn henpeck, I don't know what the hell it is, man. If they ain't a damn henpeck, I don't know what it is. I can't make this up, man.
Straight up. Oh, man.
You heard her say that out loud to him like that?
No, he said it to me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's going to order the book, and she said, "Well, why you going to buy his book? Where you going?" He said, "Because I want to read it."
Why do you?
Some woman, man. These damn women are out of control, man. These women are out of control. What the hell you think you're going to get a book for, man? You going to eat it so to be sweet in his mouth and bitter in his stomach? Come on, man.
Oh, man.
Okay, man. Some more on that, man. A lot of these T-Dot do at least 100 of them, man. At least we done ran through at least 100, David.
How long that
I've seen a few go past. I've been here a little.
Man, that thing was like 47. We had to do 2 different emails at one point.
Right. And it was people before that, man, that came in and that Benai didn't even know. They came out and gone, man. They probably right out there in the wall.
Right.
They probably right now in Walmart buying something on the Shabbat or something like that, doing something.
Playing both sides.
All right. Verse 24. For if thou wert cut out of the olive tree, which is wild by nature, and wert graft contrary to the nature into a good olive tree.
See, you wild by nature, because David told us we would. He would say, "I was born in sin, man. I was born in sin." Why are you all born in sin? Because you come from an unclean woman. Ain't no Marys out there, man. You come from an unclean woman, man. So if the earth is corrupt that you're coming from, you got to be unclean, man, and you got to repent, man. That's why Romans 3:10. Someone get Romans 3:10. For there's none righteous, no, not one. Someone give me Romans 3:23. For all have sinned and come short to the glory of Yahweh. So all of you are wild olive trees, man. You got to repent and you come to this truth and you follow this word.
Romans 3:10. As it is written, there is none righteous, no.
How many's righteous?
None.
Did you say one?
None.
2?
N-O-N-E.
None. There's none righteous, David. That means they all born unclean. That's what David say. I was born wicked and shaped in iniquities. And I'm paraphrasing that in Psalms 51. Someone get Psalms 51. Someone got that other Romans 3:23.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 3, verse 23. For all have sinned and come short of the glory of Yahweh.
So ain't nobody righteous, man. And you're no holier than now. You come from that wild olive tree, and we all have to repent. But in repentance, you can't live like that anymore, man.
Nobody
You can't live like
saved.
that anymore.
Only those who endure to the very end.
Come. That the same shall be saved. Someone get Psalms 51.
God,
King
the book-
David's prayer.
The book of Psalms, chapter 51, verse 5. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me.
See, in sin, he was born. This King David right here. How did the Most High feel about him? The Most High said King David was a man after his own heart.
Yeah.
But even David is saying, I was born in sin
Mhm.
and shaped in iniquity. You all come from that wild olive tree. Go ahead, keep reading.
All right. How much more shall these which be the natural branches be grafted into their own olive tree?
Mm-hmm. You know,
Verse 25. For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceits.
so Paul is saying, I don't want you to be ignorant. You trying to be wise because you following the ways of the world. Well, we walking around looking like this. You say they came over to say something to you guys. You know why? Because you dress different. So what's this? Guys got these costumes on. Is this some kind of festival or something? They got costumes on. They probably think you're celebrating the 50-year anniversary of Cioaching. They think these are costumes, man. That's what they call it, man. They call it costumes.
Yeah.
That's how messed up the world is.
Yes.
I'm walking around. So what are you looking at, man? They asked me. That's my chance to try to educate them, man. But
Yeah,
why are you wearing that? And I say these are Zeke seats. And I show them in the scriptures, man. They be like, oh, wow, I didn't know that was in the Bible. I know you got to blow the dust off of it and read it. You understand what I'm saying? Of course you did. Go ahead, okay.
That blindness in part is happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles become in.
Until the fullness of the Gentile. So that a lot of these nations are going to come in. The word Gentile means nations.
Mhm.
So the racist Israelites on the streets need to stop. The nations will be coming in the kingdom, but they're going to be forced to keep these laws. Otherwise, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. Esau, you're going to be liquidated by the weapons of the Most High. Someone get the book of Obadiah. Finish what you got. Get Obadiah 1, verse 1. Where Esau is out of here. Esau, you done too much wickedness, man. Nicholas Curefoot and all you, man, you're going to be punished. No matter how nice you trying to act, man. There is destruction coming to you for what your ancestors has done, man. You cannot abort that, man. Prophecy will be fulfilled.
All right. Verse 26. And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written.
So Israel shall be saved, as it is written. Read on.
There shall come out of Sion the deliverer, and shall
That's a Mashiach Yahushua, the so-called black man with white woolly hair that they like to paint as an Edomite.
and shall turn away.
So, and so the reason that these people go to war so much and they're murderers is because his father Isaac blessed them by the sword. And so someone get Genesis 27 verse 40. See, I understand that, man. That's why I don't get offended when they do. They acting with this. They're acting how they're supposed to act. But you as Jay, when you behave that way, man, you going against the law, statutes, and commandments because the word was never given in it. Someone gets Psalms 147, 19, and 20. The word was never given to these nations. So all of you that's listen to people like Joel Osteen, the word was never given to that man. That man learned in theologians school. He's not teaching you the word of the Most High because he's not qualified to teach. Because he's not of the nation to teach you this, man. The word was never given in it. So someone got that Genesis 27 and 40. Yeah.
And by the sword shalt thou live,
Mhm.
and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke off from thy neck.
So that's saying Esau is going to live by war, by the sword. What's the modern day sword? A gun, a weapon, a bomb. So the modern day sword, Esau is living by that. That's what World War I and World War II was all about. It's about war. They're warmongers. You go over on the earth and you conquer everyone, then you tell people, let's just forget about it. We can't talk about it anymore, man. No, we got to talk about it. It's written in the Bible prophecy. You're supposed to act that way. In the book of Romans, it says vessels of wrath fitted for destruction, man. That means your nature is destructive. Someone got that other precept? Oh. So you finished that one out, Yashabin?
Khan.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 2.
No, 19 and 20.
It's a lot. Verse 19. he showeth his word unto Jacob.
So who did the Most High show his word to?
On to Jacob.
Who's Jacob?
Jacob?
Jacob is an Israelite. Jacob's, he's the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. His name was changed to Israel after he wrestled with an angel and prevailed, meaning the prince has power. Jacob. Go ahead. They call him a supplanter because they want to make it seem like he tricked Esau. He didn't. The Most High gave that thing to his mom and told her it was supposed to go down that way.
He showed.
What is this word? The Bible. The entire Bible.
Right. The truth.
Got it.
He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Yasharallah.
Not unto the Greeks. Not unto the Romans. Unto who?
Unto Yasharallah.
Not unto the judge. Unto who?
Unto Yasharallah.
Not unto the Polish. Unto who?
Unto Israel.
Unto Israel.
Right.
He showeth his word unto Jacob. Yasharallah, the children of Yahweh. Not the whole world. This word wasn't given to the whole world. It's very specific. This doesn't require any interpretation. We're reading it verbatim. He showed up his word unto Jacob. It didn't say the Greeks. It didn't say the Africans. Unto Jacob. And it didn't say no damn Amalekites. Because there's a certain group of people trying to be Israel. But you're not Israel. Because that prophecy's never been fulfilled. We know that the people over there in Israel today are not fulfilling Bible prophecy. So finish that out, and we're gonna show that.
They was never hung on trees.
Right. Finish that out, Benaiah.
Psalms 147 verse 20. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them.
He has not dealt with any other nation, and as for the judgment, what are the judgments? It's the Bible. This brings judgment against you. So when they participate in alternative lifestyle, guess what? They're not being judged. The Bible just told us, as for his judgments, they have not known them. So when he go out and he participate in an alternative lifestyle, he's not sinning because the judgment is not against him yet. The Israelites has to teach them the Bible. So you can't judge them because as for his judgments, what did Benaiah read? They have not known them. They're not under this Bible, man. Only the Israelites are under this Bible. The nations has never been given this Bible. So when the nations do these things, they're not sinning because they're not under the law. They was never given a law.
You can't get in trouble for what you do not know. But once you know, it's on.
What you saying? What was it like?
It was the rest of 26 and 27. That was it as far as all the verse goes.
Oh yeah, go ahead, finish it out.
All right. And also, and so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written.
Did it say the whole world shall be saved?
No, it said all Israel shall be saved.
Allah shall be saved. Read on.
As it is written.
As it is written. See, whenever the Bible, whenever we read the New Testaments, whenever it say as it's written, that means it's somewhere in the law. It's somewhere in the law.
Okay.
So someone give me the and Israel shall be saved. Where is that written at? That's in the book of Isaiah. That's in the book of Isaiah. And Israel shall be saved with an everlasting salvation. That's in the book of Yeshaya, man. And Israel shall be saved. Anyone know what verse that is? Isaiah. And Israel shall be saved with an everlasting salvation that shall not be confounded. And Israel shall be saved with an everlasting salvation. We read it before, man.
45 and 17.
There you go. That's it.
All right.
Isaiah 45 and 17. And Israel, that means forever. Israel shall be saved with an everlasting salvation, meaning forever. Not the whole world.
The book of Yeshaya, Isaiah chapter 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved.
Not into the Greeks, not into the Polish, not into the Dutch, not into the Africans, not into any of the other nations, but Israel. See, every time we read in the Bible, saying Israel, blah, 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 Israel, blah, 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 Israel. How come it's not saying the whole world? The preachers are teaching the whole world, but the Bible's saying Israel. Read on.
But Israel shall be saved in the Savior with an everlasting salvation.
Meaning forever. Read on.
Ye shall not be ashamed, nor confounded, world without end.
So when Hamashiach, you see what that's saying, Torres?
Huh.
When Hamashiach returns a second time, the world of Israel is never going to end. Because it says world without end.
Yeah.
Praise ye
Everlasting.
Yahweh.
Come on, praise to you.
World
Oh, be
without
praised.
end. Hallelujah.
Oh, yeah.
They don't want to hear this,
Yeah.
man. But Israel shall be saved.
Mhm.
Let's go to Obadiah. Let's see what's going to be Esau's fate. Obadiah 1. It's only one chapter. Most High comes on that heavy, man. Let's get
Heavy hitter right there.
let's get
Yeah.
boy, in this one a blank, man.
Verse 18.
No, I wanted something before that about Esau. It's in the Tanakh. There's 1:4. Let me see your Bible for a second. Mine is just showing a complete blank. I just need to see the chapter, man. Amos, Jonas. Malachi, that's what I'm looking for. Couldn't think of Malachi. One verse, start reading at verse 2. 1 verse 2. Malachi 1 and 2. The burden of the Most High upon Edom.
Come
Book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 2. I have loved you,
So the Most High is talking to Israel. He said, I have loved you. Read on.
saith Yahweh,
Who said that? Your father said that. So the Most High said, I love you, Israel. Read on.
yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
So the stupid Negro said, how have you loved us? I'm not going to your feast day. I'm in the ghetto. How have you loved us? I can't drive that Benz like Donald Trump is buying. I can't afford to stay in Trump Towers. How have you loved us? Read on.
Was not Esau Jacob's brother,
Uh-huh.
saith Yahweh, yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau.
He done what to Esau?
Hated
Someone
Esau.
give me Romans 9 and 13. Let's see if this Tazadaq, that's the Old Testament. See, first of all, that's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard, man.
Okay.
There's no such thing as an Old Testament and New Testaments because the word of the Most High is never outdated,
Never.
right? Never. The word that you call testaments means covenant. So we still gonna finish that Obadiah. That Malachi Yashabin. We're just going to that Romans 9 and 13. Someone got it?
Come on. This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 13. As it is
And
written.
is it written? Hold on. As it is written where, Torres? In New York Times?
No.
Washington Post? As it's written where?
Scripture.
He just read where it was written in Malachi.
Malachi.
In Malachi. So whenever you see in the New Testament, when it says as it is written, that means it's somewhere in the Torah or the Tanakh. It's referring you back to the law. So as it is written, read on.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved.
Okay, stop. So listen what the Most High is saying. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, meaning the 12 tribes of Israel have I loved. Jacob have I loved. As it is written, Jacob have I loved. Read.
Jacob have I loved, but Esau.
Hold on. But Esau, Jacob have I loved. So the Most High is saying, as it is written, Yahweh have I loved. Yashabim have I loved. David have I loved. But Esau, what?
But Esau have I hated.
But Esau have I hated. Read that again. As it is written.
Come on. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
But Esau have I hated. That doesn't require any interpretation. As it is. Now, how you going to get Esau out of that? It doesn't require any interpretation. And is it any wonder that these people are so violent and wicked and so on and so forth? Because the Most High hates you. Now, if the Most High hates you, how you going to get out of that thing? Now, we just reading what the Bible says. Let's go back to Malachi. So it's talking about what he's reading in Malachi. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
On the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 3. And I hated Esau.
Hey. Now, David, it's okay if Eric might hate you, but the Most High hates you. Man, you can't get out. It's over for you, man. You can't get out of that thing, man.
All right now.
Can you imagine that, Eric? You created something you hate. You taking throw it over there. That's what the Most High said. You're nothing but spit. You're nothing but spit. What you use your spit for? You want your spit up? You spit it on the ground?
No.
Most High said you're nothing but spit that comes out of an Israelite man's mouth.
Garbage.
Remember, he said you're spittle in the Apocrypha. He said the nations are like spit. They're like spittle in the drop of a bucket.
Okay.
I can't make this up. They just
Wow.
acting like he just heard it for the first time, man.
Yeah, that's the first time I heard that.
Come on, David, we're ready to put your time, man.
First
What's
time I
wrong with
heard
this
that.
dude?
Leave them bogeys alone, man.
Yeah, leave them bogeys alone, David. I'm with
Got your
Benaiah.
mind cloudy, man.
So go ahead, finish that. I'm gonna get that for you, man. That's in the book of the Apocrypha, David.
Okay. Yes, I
Finish that out, man. Someone finish that out.
So Malachi chapter 1 verse 3.
Right, con. Yeah, my bad.
And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Con. So someone get me second edge. Well, David can't read it, he's blind. Let's get second edges 6 and 56. Second edges in the Apocrypha. The Most High said the nations are like spit that comes out of Israelites' man's mouth.
I don't remember that one.
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 56. As for the other people, which also came of Adam.
So every other people came from Adam besides the Israelites. This is what the Most High says, man. Read on.
Thou hast said that they are nothing.
They're nothing. They're nothing in the sight of that. See, this is in the Bible. I'm not making this up to us.
Right.
They just don't read these precepts.
No.
They're nothing. Read on.
But be like unto spittle.
Like in the spit. So, David, you can't say you didn't hear it anymore.
Okay, and I don't think I'll ever forget it.
They're like spittle, David. Go and spit on the ground. You just spit out a
You
nation.
go get me one.
You just spit out some of the nations, man. And you know, spit is so disgusting to us, you don't even want to step in some of the spit. I'm just trying to give you a depiction of how disgusting that is to the Most High.
And your,
You don't even want to step in your own spit, David.
I know.
and
You
your,
spit on the ground.
and your mouth is more dirty than your rectum.
Come.
God. And has likened.
Look at Eric. Eric's shocking out like George Bush did when he was bombing Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Iraq, should I say.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Yashabin.
And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
You see that, David?
Mhm.
Can't make this up, man. David said he never heard it before. We only read it about 10 times. Come, man.
No, that's the first.
You'll remember it this time, David.
Yes, I will.
You in
Y'all,
person.
y'all read
day.
this already, son? Obadiah?
Obadiah. No, we're about to go to it.
Okay.
Go ahead, Benaiah. I think he had it.
Right.
Find it again.
The burden of Obadiah. It's one, he got it.
I got it.
Yashabin got it. Go ahead.
Book of Obadiah. So Yahweh. Oh, Salak. That's.
What verse?
That was the previous one. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith Yahweh, Supreme Elohim, concerning Edom, we have heard a rumor.
The word Edom means red. Esau means hairy.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as someone being this color. They're red, a derivative of pink.
Come. Like a pig.
Come.
We have heard a rumor
Yeah.
from Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen.
The heathen, an ambassador sent among the heathen. You know.
Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle.
Sorry, all of the nations gonna rise up against Esau in battle in the end, man.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen.
See, they try and deceive everyone and think they're the largest nation. Most High said I made you small among the nations. You know,
Thou art greatly despised.
everybody hate him.
Mhm.
Everybody hate him, man. You know why? Because you've invaded every nation on this earth.
Every nation.
Right.
Go ahead, read.
The pride of thine heart have deceived
And they're proudful
thee.
people, man. They think they better, man. The system that made them think they're better because of their eye color and their status.
Right.
You live on a standard of living so far above everyone else. How can you feel comfortable, man, sleeping at night? Read.
Thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock.
Now, the Most High say, thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rocks. Well, if you look up Edom in a Bible dictionary, it would tell you that they live in Mount Seir.
Right.
Mount Seir was a city that was carved into rocks, right? They always lived in mountainous region. This is why you like things like snowboarding. scheme. And no, I'm being serious,
Yeah,
man.
they are.
Because they always lived up high in the mountains. The rocks are up in the mountain, man. This is why they like this kind of stuff. And you guys don't get the psychological aspect of that. So, and from Mount Seir, they went up into Georgia, Russia, between the Black and Caspian Sea. And today, those people are known as Khazarians. Those are the Khazars, man. And they're calling themselves, I won't say the word that they're calling themselves, but you know who they are. Read a book called The 13th Tribe. But these are the same people. So they always lived in a mountainous region. And when you do the etymology on the word Caucasian, it does not mean white. It means cave dweller.
Right.
It means cave dweller. Read on.
Whose habitation is high,
Whose habitations are high.
that saith in his heart,
Hold on. Why do you think they build the Twin Towers?
Skyscrapers.
Skyscraper. We didn't like to live like that. Most of us don't even like heights, man.
I know.
They like to live way up, man. Skydiving and stuff like that, man. What kind of rational fool? Some of us get so stupid, we go up in an airplane. Yeah, I'm going to jump out. The plane works perfectly, baby. You don't have to jump out unless it's an emergency.
And
You
maybe
see what I'm
as a
saying?
safety measure.
You want
but
to jump
not
out a
for fun.
perfectly healthy plane to go and destroy someone. You jumping on a parachute, get on the ground and destroy someone. Genesis 27:40, fulfilled again. Blessed by the sword.
that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
That's what they say. We're the only remaining superpower. Who can defeat us? And anytime any other nation, they think they create nuclear weapons, here they come. Sending over inspectors. Now we can't let them do this. We got to be the only nation that have superpowers because we're already bankrupt, right? And so the only thing we have is our military. And see, we got to make sure no one else has a nuclear weapon. Read on.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle,
Yeah. Now, what's the when in 1969, Dave?
The eagle
When they landed on the
moon.
What did they say when that space shuttle landed?
landed.
The eagle has
Eagle has
landed.
landed.
What was the symbol of Adolf Hitler? The eagle.
Yeah.
What is the symbol of America? The eagle. What is the symbol of all of those nations that ruled the world has been the eagle?
Like the eagle.
So we know what he's talking about. Read.
They got space stations and satellites too, trying to be like the Most High. Up in
and
the-
though thou set thy nest among the stars.
That's what he's talking about right there.
Yep.
They're talking about their space stations,
Come.
their satellites. They looking through your house.
Come.
You at home taking a shower. They looking right through your damn walls, seeing you naked, and then they charging someone else with porn.
Right.
When he's watching naked people take showers and all of that, and his freaked out nature, he's getting off on it. Go ahead, read.
Thence will I bring thee down, saith
So the
Yahweh.
Most High said he's gonna bring him down.
Right. It's gonna come down like fireballs, man. All the satellites goes up, must come down.
If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough?
So, Tori, with that said, even if some thugs ran up in your crib and say, "Oh man, you'll get this, man, get this joke. Yes, hurry up and get out of here before they get home." They said the robbers would have left something, but Esau would take every damn thing.
Everything.
They done took out the damn gold out of Africa. They done took everything, David.
Everything.
They done took everything. They took, you know how Firestone and Goodyear make their tires with the rubber out of Africa. They done took every damn thing.
Yeah. You know what,
Everything.
you know what they do too with some like Macy's or whatever, when they have to bring in new clothing, instead of donating the clothing that they take out, they cut it up so nobody else can
Yeah,
have it.
that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
They do the same thing with food.
Yeah.
I've seen inside of New York, man. I seen them throwing out tons of food at night, and a homeless man right there asking for it. And they won't give it to him.
Right.
They call cops on him.
Soulless, man.
That's a devil, man.
Come.
If that ain't a damn devil, I don't know what it is, man. That ain't the devil, I don't know what it is, man.
Come.
Ain't no devil under the ground, man. That's demonic forces in there.
Come.
If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?
Come.
How are things of Esau searched out? How are his hid things sought up?
Mm-hmm.
All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee, that they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
So the prophecy's saying, You see how Esau let all these different nations come here? They're gonna turn against it.
Mhm.
So you're gonna have this is why they're worried about internal terrorism now, because now they let all of these nations come here, and these nations are turning against them.
Right.
And you see these damn terrorists popping up right here in America, man, blowing up stuff.
I just heard recently there was protesting some contractors in the alley. And they was protesting against the jab or something.
Right? No, yeah, I was doing it, and I just saw it on TV in Oregon, man. They trying to make the children wear masks. Got protesters out there,
So that's already, you know what I
and
mean?
they stopped it. They stopped it by protesting. They ready to turn it up, man.
Order out of chaos.
Yeah, all the way up.
Yeah.
They turning it all the way up. You know what I mean? Come.
There is none understanding in him, meaning Esau. Shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom?
So the so-called wise men is like they're politicians, like they're governors, the wise men. You know what I mean? They're so-called scientists.
Right.
Most I say you'll destroy all of them.
Right.
The wise men out of Edom, they're trying to tell people, hey, you got to pour this. Yeah, get this jab. If you want to be safe, oh, you wise men, you're going to be liquidated by the weapons of the Most High. See ya, and I wouldn't want to be.
You got to pay tax. You got to have social. You got to have
Right.
this. Okay, roger that. We'll see.
So they can monitor everyone and make their lifestyles worthless. Man go out and he commit a crime, they mess his life up forever. You can't own a weapon no more. He's playing God.
Right.
Government ordinance depart. Good.
And understanding out of Mount of Esau, and thy mighty men, O Timon, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the Mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
See that? You hear what that said? It didn't say some of them.
Oh.
It says every one of Esau is gonna be cut off, man.
By slaughter.
Nicholas Carrefoot, you're good, man, but you out of here like last year, buddy. You're not gonna make it, buddy. Doesn't matter how nice you quote, how many Hebrew words you quote, buddy. You're out of here, buddy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't believe Tazadaq is at home. My. Get him off. Find that video. God, man, I'm just quoting what the book says, man. Doesn't matter what you do, it's still coming forth. The truth's gonna come out despite you.
Yeah.
You can like it, understand it, believe it or not. Careful. We see how you move in the background. You come with a smile, man, but you got a dagger in your hand, man. I'm not Eve, man, but I understand you coming through the spirit of Nakash, man. Go ahead, read.
Okay, gone. That messed me up.
That's how they come, man. That's how they come, though.
God. For thy
With a
violence
smile.
against thy brother.
For that violence, who was his brother? Jacob.
Mhm.
See, they already did it. See, this is what I want people to understand. I'm making a little fun of this, but you got to understand this is prophetic.
Right.
It's prophesied to happen.
Yeah.
So the Most High saying what you done against Jacob,
Right.
because Esau and Jacob was brothers.
Right.
So the Most High saying what you done against your brother, read.
Shame shall cover thee.
Shame's gonna come against you, Nicholas Carrefoot. Don't remember how nice you can't abort this, man. You can't bargain with the Most High.
No.
See, the thing with the Christian mind, you don't understand that the Most High, he judges people by nations, not by individuals. See, I didn't send back there with the Israelites, did you? But we all went into captivity because the Most High judged a nation, right?
Right.
See, he killed off them people in the wilderness, man. He punished all the Israelites, man. He judged nations, man, not individuals. So you got to pay, man. The nations must pay. You know?
And ye shall be cut off forever. In the day that you stood on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive.
So that precept right there is talking about when the Israelites wanted to cross Esau's land, and Esau wouldn't let them pass. You all read that in the Bible? They wanted to cross the land. Esau wouldn't let them pass, man.
Yeah,
Jacob was taken into captivity.
Still do that today.
Right. Get off my land.
Come
He come out there with a shotgun, man.
Every time you travel, you gotta pay a toll too.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not
Or-
even their land. That
Yeah.
earth is the Most High's in the fullness thereof.
It's not. And then
And they come here saying this land is your land, this
Yeah.
land is my land.
No.
Come on, man.
And they came here in 92?
Right.
And Israel helped them out, taught them how
Right.
to eat right, how to grow, how to live,
Yeah, they
how
were
to
starving.
be upright.
They didn't know how to live.
How to get off of all fours and be an upright man. And then
Yeah.
they're gonna come here and say, you know what I mean, do the opposite. That's ungrateful, man.
Dagger in the back, man.
Come on.
Carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates.
So yeah, it's so like it. Yesterday, this Edomite man. You could tell someone was trying to force a smile, and when I deal with him, I look at him straight in the eyes, man, and I see that soul. David, she started turning red as a damn tomato.
Okay.
She started turning red as a blush. You trying to force it. She turned red as a damn tomato, man.
Right.
Damn, you see it faking, man. And I started to say something, but I'm like, nah, I'm gonna let it ride, man. You're dealing with a different kind of Negro right here, man. You understand what I'm saying? You're dealing with a warrior. You got me mistaken for one of these Southern dudes, man. I fly that head. I let her, David, I looked at her in the eyes, man. I said, what you say? She said, you here for an early check-in? Where you think I'm here? You know what I mean? You think I'm a dance? I'm not Sammy Davis Jr. Ain't about the dance. You know what I mean? You understand? They used to be the Negro trying to dance for, man. Dancing around, man, like Diddy. Ain't no P. Diddy, man. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a warrior, man. Go ahead, man. Like last night, you see last night we seen the 5-0 riding by.
Right.
And I drove through. I see him. He's sitting in my head. Right now, I guarantee if there was Edomites sitting out there at the campfire like you and him was, they would have not stopped and shone lights in your face. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know what they was trying to do? They was trying to identify you in case a crime was committed. Then they would say, yeah, I seen 2 black guys out there.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the psychological aspect behind it.
Right.
See, I think about stuff like that and why they do what they do.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I guarantee if there was Edomites sitting out there, it just kept rolling, man.
Yeah.
Service with a smile.
He would have
You understand
came
what I'm
by
saying?
once too.
Right.
He came by like 3 times. The 3rd time is when he flashed the light.
See that?
And cast lots upon Jerusalem.
You see that? That's just a slave without chains on his neck right there. Yeah, he's gonna be in chains, man.
Yeah.
When this thing comes down.
Yeah.
Got
The table's gonna turn.
Even
I
thou,
don't know about you. I'm gonna make my slaves make a triple shift in my cornfield.
Come.
Go ahead.
even thou was as one of them,
Come on.
but thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother and the day that he became a stranger. Neither should thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither should thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity.
Now notice the Most High is using a personal pronoun, my people.
Right.
He said, you should not have entered into the gate of my people. He tells you who his people is. It's always Israel.
Right.
And he talking about Esau, man. Go ahead, read.
Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity.
Right, they done took all our substance and everything, man. Prophecy was the elder shall serve the younger, right? Esau came out first. He was the elder, but you're going to serve Jacob. And it told you was going to get the head for a minute. But when we read in Apocrypha, Jacob's pulling you back down, man. That's why Jacob grew up Esau's hill. That's symbolic to us coming back to power and pulling your behind down. And you're going to be under us, man.
Come for 400 years of slavery is up. Your time is up.
Come. And they know it. On every corner, where do you see it? Esau, an Edomite. When you're on the curbs now, you used to see Jacob there. Almost every city, man, I go to now, Esau's out there. Wanting change.
Come.
Begging for something to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Right on my corner too. My
Everywhere,
favorite
man.
corner Where the
Yeah.
homeless people are.
Everywhere.
Yeah, they're white now.
That's Bible prophecy being fulfilled
That's
right
right.
before their eyes. They don't
Right,
understand what's
right.
going on.
Right after 400 years. That's when
Come.
coronavirus came out too. Right then and there. Everything. Judgment coming right now.
Verse 14. Neither shouldst thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither should thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress.
Mhm.
For the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen.
All the nations going to have to pay. See, at one time, this is what you Jakes need to understand. At one time or another, all of these nations had us in captivity. But they're not called by the names that they're called now. They went by names like Moab, Ammon, Ham, and so on and so forth. But all of these nations had us in captivity at one time or another, man. So the Most High said the day is coming upon all these nations. Read on.
Verse 15. No.
Yeah, you can start from
It
there.
shall be done unto thee, thy reward shall return upon thine own head.
Right. So what they done is going to come to them.
For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been.
Come on. That means they're not going to exist. They're going to be as they have not been. Read on.
Right.
But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance.
But upon Israel shall be deliverance. Read on.
And there shall be holiness.
And there shall be set apartness. Read on.
And the house of Jacob shall possess their possession.
And the house of Jacob. Now, this is how we know prophecy is not being fulfilled. Because the people over there now, they've never been in possession to anyone. It says the house of Jacob shall possess their possession. See, we was in captivity to them. They never been in captivity to us.
Right.
Good, read on.
And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame.
Okay. Joseph, you know, the tribe of Joseph became two. To those of you that don't know, man. There you go. Ephraim and from Manasseh. So that's talking about tourism.
Manasseh, my older brother.
Right, go ahead.
And the house of Esau for stubble.
And this house of Esau for stubble. Read on.
And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining.
Now that's a prophecy right there. So there's not going to be no Edomites in the kingdom according to this. Read that. There shall what? Read.
And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. For Yahweh hath spoken it.
Did you hear that, David? And that's one thing the Most High can't do. He damn sure can't break his own promise. That's the only limitation that he has. He can't break his promise.
Right.
If he says something, it has to come to pass. It says there's not going to be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Most High has spoken it.
And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau and of the plain, the Philistines, and shall possess the fields of Ephraim and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. And the captivity of those hosts of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath.
So them Canaanites, they're talking about so-called Africans. They're going to get it too. They had us in captivity, man. And they don't like us to this day either, man. They don't like, hey, brother. Yeah, you can get it too. You can get it too. I mean, they don't like us in New York, man. Seriously, man. They don't like us. You know what I mean? They treat Jake over here different. And their spirits are different, man. Their spirits are different than ours, man. They can't dance either. You see how they move? They can't dance like us, man. And I'm not talking about brothers like Akon, because he's an Israelite. I'm not talking about the ones from Nigeria. See, a lot of them are Israelites. And you could tell because their spirits are different, man. Yeah. They got rhythm. But if you deal with them true Hamites, their spirits are off as hell, man. They don't dance. They move. I saw him trying to dance, and he moved like an Edomite. What the hell? He dancing to the lyrics? Because he on beat. Yeah, like he dancing to the lyrics, Eric. All off beat, man. What's that guy named from Will Smith, First Prince of Bel-Air? Carlton. He dancing like Carlton. Yeah. He dancing like Carlton, man. All off beat and everything, man.
And the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Seraph, shall possess the cities of the south. Oh, Salah. I was on verse 20. And the captivity of his host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto
the Canaanites is you Africans, so that you can know.
Okay. And
it's not of an Israelite descent.
And the captivity of Jerusalem.
I want to make this clear. We're not Africans, man. To all you so-called black people out there, you're not Africans, man. The Africans have you behind in captivity. They had you in slavery. Understand that. Go ahead, read.
Which is in Sepharad shall possess the cities of the south, and the saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yahweh's.
See that? The kingdom is going to be the Most High's, man. So there it is, man. The kingdom is going to be the Most High, man. So how you going to do? What you going to do with that? How you going to get out of that? You guys better get your spirits right and repent, man.
Yeah, you gotta repent, man. Don't be stubborn, man. It's gonna cost you. You gotta repent, man. Acknowledge.
All right.
Take heed indeed.
Go ahead.
Romans 11, verse 26. And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away sin from Jacob. For this is my covenant unto them, when I shall take away their sins.
Come on. So Esau is out of here. Let's get the book on, and see, in 1948, there's a lie going on in the earth that the children of Israel returned to Israel. That is a lie. See what happened in 1948? Israel became a forged state with the assistance of America. And they said that prophecy was being fulfilled. Prophecy wasn't being fulfilled. Let's get Isaiah 14, verse 1. And this shows that prophecy wasn't being fulfilled then. I'll show you what prophecy was being fulfilled. Ezekiel, the 35th chapter. That's a prophecy that you was fulfilling.
Okay.
Isaiah 14.
Come on, the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 1. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob.
For the Most High will have mercy on Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. For the Most High will have mercy on Jacob. Read on.
And will yet choose Israel.
He's not choosing all these other nations like he was taught in your churches, David.
Mm-hmm.
He's only choosing Israel, and will yet choose Israel. Read on.
And set them in their own land.
So there's a certain group of people said that this happened in 1948. Read on.
And the strangers shall be joined with them.
This is how we know that prophecy wasn't fulfilled. It says the strangers will be joined amongst the Israelites when this prophecy is fulfilled. Read on.
And they shall cleave onto the house of Jacob.
Every time those Amalekites pick up this Bible, you're cleaving to the house of Jacob because you're picking up our word. This belongs to the house of Jacob, and they should cleave to the house of Jacob. Read on.
And the people shall take them.
And the Israelites shall take them. Read on.
And bring them to their place.
And bring them to their place. Read on.
And the house of Israel shall possess
and that,
them.
When you possess something, Taurus, you see this? I got this in my hand. I'm possessing this.
Yeah.
That means I'm controlling it.
Yeah.
And the house of Israel shall possess them for what? Read.
Shall possess them in the land of Yahweh.
In the land of Israel over there, they're going to be possessing. Read on.
For servants
For
and
what?
handmaids.
For slaves, for slave men and slave women. Read on.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Yeah, that's how you know they didn't fulfill that property.
No.
That last part right there, they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Yes.
The Amalekites never been slaves to nobody.
Right. Right.
So that's how we know it's not talking about them.
Yeah.
Now let's see what prophecy they fulfill in 1948. Let's get Ezekiel 35, verse 10. I'll show you what prophecy they fulfill. Ezekiel 35 and 10. It's talking about how they went over there and they stole Israel and Jerusalem. That's the prophecy they fulfilled.
Book of Ezekiel. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 10. Because thou hast said, these two nations.
Okay, stop. So this is Esau. He's saying these two nations. What two nations? It's talking about after Israel was no longer a sovereign kingdom. After they divided into two nations. The first kingdom was the northern kingdom of Israel, which was comprised of 10 tribes. And the southern kingdom became known as Judah. So that's the two nations that it's talking about. Read on.
Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine.
Israel in Jerusalem, is what they're talking about. And they ruling them now. Read on.
And we will possess it, whereas Yahweh was there.
Because the Israelites was there. So now they possessing it. They started that in 1948. Read on.
Verse 11. Therefore, as I live, saith the Supreme Allah
Now, this is
Yahweh,
what the Most High says. Read on.
I will even do according to thine anger and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them. And I will make myself known among them, when I have judged thee.
So the Most High is going to judge these people, man. You don't belong in that land, man. That's our land. And the Most High is going to give it back to us, man. You can't stop Bible prophecy, man. Let me tell you something, man. All you people, if you join on to these nations, the Most High is going to separate you. Let's get Isaiah, the 13th chapter, verse 1. Isaiah, Yeshaya 13 and 1. I need some water, man. I should have brought some water with me.
I got some wood.
We'll get it. I got it. What you want?
I got it. If you
Just want water. I guess give alcohol.
Who's that?
Oh, damn.
go ahead, General Yashri.
Hey, man, he was still here, man. How come he hasn't been reading, man? He been silent the entire while, man. Daryl, man.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if your volume on your laptop was up.
It's I just didn't want to slow. Yeah, I just didn't want to slow you guys down.
Go ahead. You got it?
The book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amoz did see.
So this Babylon right here is not talking about ancient Babylon in the Bible. It's talking about a modern Babylon. It says the burden of Babylon, which is referring to America, that the son of Amoz did see. The burden of Babylon. Jump down to the 19th verse. We're going to show that this is not talking about modern Babylon. I mean, the ancient Babylon. It's talking about a modern Babylon. And the modern Babylon is America. Jump down to the 19th verse. Isaiah 13:19. Go ahead, Gerald. Let him get it.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees.
Okay, read on.
The beauty of the Chaldees, excellency shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
Okay, so now this Babylon, this modern Babylon that is talking about, verse 19 shows that it's not talking about ancient Babylon. Because how was ancient Babylon taken over? When they took over the Israelites, Nebuchadnezzar and them just walked in and they took it over. But it says this modern Babylon would be like when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. How did he overthrow that? With fire and brimstone. So it's going to be destructive. Go ahead. Go back to the top now. Verse 1. Fire and brimstone. That's talking about thermonuclear destruction in modern terms.
Yeah.
Isaiah 13, verse 2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. Exalt the voice unto them.
Hold on. The banner is this Bible. It says, lift ye up a banner upon a high mountain. The banner is talking about this Bible. The word mountain, when you read it in the scriptures, is talking about the government. So it's saying to take this Bible and raise it up against the government, and you're supposed to tell Joey that he's doing wrong. You're supposed to tell them that you're not supposed to have a alternative lifestyle. It's telling you to lift this banner up and tell these people off. Read. Right. Read on.
Exalt the voice unto them.
And say, a lot of you say, well, why Tazadaq so angry? The scripture said, exalt thy voice unto them. Someone get Isaiah 58, verse 1. Exalt thy voice unto them. So it says to take this banner and to judge America. You are to exalt thy voice. You're not supposed to be talking all like Joel Osteen. Yeah, I got a one here today. The scripture said to exalt thy voice unto them. We're not supposed to be talking all soft, man. That's why I speak like I speak. like a warrior. You're supposed to lift up your voice like a trumpet.
Come.
Go ahead, read what you got, kid.
Isaiah 58. Cry out loud, spare not, lift up your voice like a shofar.
Like a trumpet. You see that? Like
And-
a shofar.
And show my people their transgressions and the house of what's this?
Yahshua Allah.
Yahshua Allah, their sins, yet they seek me daily and delight to know my ways as a nation that did righteousness.
So we're not supposed to be reading all softly. That's why sometimes brothers be read. I said, speak up, brother. You have to sound like a man.
Mhm.
See, a lot of these damn brothers, they read like Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
Hey, Tito, pass me the Torah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, give me that hijab, brother.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So the Most High said to lift up your voice like a trumpet, man. No, it's serious, David.
Yeah, sure.
We're reading it.
Like Mike Tyson too. He got one of them hot ones.
Yeah. Forsook not the ordinance of.
No, that's it on that. Let's go back to Daryl. Go ahead, Daryl.
Shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the
no,
noble.
Stop. So the Most High is saying to take the Bible, raise your voice like a trumpet, and he just said, shake that hand. When you're doing that, what are you doing? You're talking real loud and you're doing this. What are you doing?
Correcting.
Shaking your hand.
No, you're telling someone off.
Yeah.
When you're raising your voice like a trumpet, you get it, Aaron? He said, raise your voice like a trumpet and shake that hand at them. You're supposed to tell them when you scold your child, you say, hey, don't do that no more.
Right.
So he said to shake that hand at them.
Right.
With your voice escalating. So you're telling them off. You're supposed to take this Bible and tell them off.
Right.
Go ahead, read.
Where
I have commanded my
No, no, no.
sanctified.
Go ahead.
I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones for my
The
name.
sanctified ones is the Israelites that's been cleaned up. The mighty ones are the angels. Look at that. Look at him looking at the devil. Look at it.
Being here.
Yeah, that's what I was just
What
thinking.
about you?
Yeah.
What about you? You got temple.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't hate on us.
Yeah.
Let's do this work.
He just walking by. What the hell's going on in there?
What about our
Feel like
temples?
a
What about
devil.
your temple, man? First.
Well, what is that? A Black Panther gathering? He look weary. Like, his head never changed the position. George going by the whole window.
Yeah, the whole time.
He's about to go and call cops. There's a Black Panther meeting in there.
They actually really do got their own celebration. Someone was wearing like a Superman and a Superwoman costume.
See that?
Here we go.
So this goes they still mind their own.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna go give me some pork chops off the grill.
It's got different over
Yeah, but I mean, we can stop there, Daryl, man. I'm tired of reading, man.
Come.
We've been doing this for over 2 hours.
It has.
Yeah,
Word?
2 hours.
I'm always flies,
Yeah.
even on YouTube at home.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I'm like, wow. You know what I'm saying?
Anybody else have anything, man? I'm tired of talking, man. My mouth dropped.
I can't. I don't do the same with other people. Like we read. If I ever did like something like this, it take forever. Like it's like I'm not in it. But with you, man, it's always like that. Man.
Yeah, so for everybody, no, you good on that. So for everybody that's out there, you know, you guys heard this message. Do not leave today the same. You know what I'm saying? Those that are a part of the True Disciples of Christ, those of you who have a relationship on the commercial side with Tazadaq, you want to go ahead and, you know, congregate, you know, and you're sincere about it, just give them a shout after this, you know, so that way, you know, you can do that. True Disciples of Christ, you can give me a call. You can send a message in the group chat on the phone or an email, so that way you can come here and do what you can from this point going forward. Because the whole point of this our holy day is in preparation for determining what your destiny and your fate is going to be for the following year. The blowing of the trumpet was to let everyone know, okay, that's sounding the alarm, you know, have a feast. Oh, we're getting ready for the Day of Atonement. Day of Atonement, you go and you ask forgiveness from your brother and the folks that you sinned against throughout the year, and you ask forgiveness, you know, from the Most High for your household and for yourself. And then we get together like we are right now, which is the next one, 10 days after that, you know, Feast of Booths, to show and keep us in remembrance of the people who had the promised land in front of them for over 40 years while the Most High was dealing with getting rid of the unrighteous. Don't be part of that group. Come here and congregate, do what you need to do. And if you are part of a congregation and and you're not in it and they're congregating, you need to go ahead and do that as well. But don't leave here the same, man. Take this stuff with you and listen to this message, 3, 5, 7, 10 times, whatever you gotta do, to get it in you. And take notes, write these scriptures down, and reread them. Teach it to your house and do it. That's the only way it's gonna change. It's not gonna change by just watching these videos one time and you just waiting for the next one.
Okay.
It's not gonna work like that. You're gonna be in the same spot from year after year after year. You gotta actually study and see this stuff for yourself. That's all I got.
Yeah, Brendan Jones, you know that this was coming down, man. So-called Matthew, man. You didn't show up. You know that this was coming down, man.
I was trying to find the precept where it said like don't hate Esau and don't hate
Don't harbor an Edomite. I know what you're talking
yeah,
about.
because they're your brother.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I can't
what,
remember.
But God does.
yeah, it doesn't
But
tell
God
us that
can.
he didn't right. The
Yeah.
Most High hates
Yeah,
him,
let
man.
God do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't abhor an Edomite. Yeah. I know what precept you're talking about. A lot of them used to try and use that to justify their iniquities. Don't abhor an Edomite.
Oh, look, see what I was talking about here? This is one thing I want to say too.
It's Genesis 36.
Don't hate the Egyptians.
What was that? Source?
I'll tell you. I'll show
So
you.
anyone else got anything?
No, it's not.
Don't abhor an Edomite.
Towers of Bible right here.
Daryl, you got anything?
Daryl, you got anything?
No, just it's an honor to be here with the men, women, sons, and daughters of the Most High, and T-Dot.
You get cut off.
It was Deuteronomy 23:7. I think it just
I was
so
looking
the-
in Exodus 23.
Deuteronomy 23:7. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't have time to hate. We're trying to build. Us telling the truth is not hate. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
That's not hate. People don't like the truth, and you should know the truth, and the truth shall make you mad. Then make you free.
Deuteronomy 20.
David get mad all the time with me, but he'd be all right. Negroes get mad every day, but he'd be all right.
The Negro's a strange creature.
Strange, David. Strange. Strange, man. The Negro will come to a feast day and know it's 8 days, 7 days, and he'll leave in 2 hours. Strange creature, I tell you.
That's different.
But he'll leave with a full stomach and a smile on
Oh,
his
yeah.
face. He ain't pay for nothing, David. That's a Negro. He's a strange creature.
Not giving his time or energy like to help. So.
Okay.
Deuteronomy 23, verse 7. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother. Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou wast a stranger in his land.
So the Most High is telling us not to hate, man. The vengeance is mine, said Yahweh. We don't have to hate, man. But we're to warn the people, man.
Come.
This is to warn the people, man. The book of Ezekiel, man.
Yeah, I just did that 'cause I know a lot of people will like
And
take this as
rebuke
hate.
lawlessness.
Right. Let's get that. Titus 1:13. Titus 1:13. Therefore rebuke them sharply, so that they will remain sound in faith. This is open rebuke, man. It says open rebuke is better than fake love.
Come.
This is the book of Titus, chapter 1, verse 13. This witness is true, wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith.
Yeah. You gotta rebuke them, man. Most people don't want rebuke. They, I don't know who you think you are talking to me. Like
Yeah,
that.
get mad.
They get mad, boy.
How you gonna get mad if you wrong?
Hey,
Get
get mad,
behind
boy.
us. Come.
That's what happened to that guy. Matthew Queen. Matthew Queen got mad, trying to threaten General Yashibay, man. Then he going around trying to get other people. Matthew Queen, remember that little guy, Matthew Queen? They used to wear that yarmulke. He showed up around Israelite with a damn yarmulke on, man. Come on, man. Yeah, Matthew Queen, he got mad, man.
Yeah.
Started taking shots, man. Now he going around trying to get other T-Dot members to link up with him, man. Nah, man. You
Come.
keep that over there, man.
And this also
We got some Percocets for you.
Wow.
Nah, man.
This also go hand in hand with the prescript that you were just saying about, you know, showing them the Bible and shaking your hand.
Right, right.
Because it's saying here, right here, this witness is true. Where rebuke them sharply. How you rebuke them sharply? With the word. That's being sharp. And that they may be sound in the belief.
Right, right. So I meant Malachi Queen. Malachi Queen. No, Malachi Queen. Malachi Queen. Because that was feminine energy. See, that was feminine energy.
Yeah,
So that's Malachi Queen.
Oh my God, like
Right?
a drag queen.
Yeah, Malachi Queen, man. Then you're moving in the background, man. You see, he knew he was in the right place, man. That's why he's still trying to reach out to CDOT members.
Oh,
So you over in Connecticut, you call yourself doing the Most High's work, you know, with your cousin and all that.
Oh,
You get your own congregation.
Right.
Why are you trying to pull them over here?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because the Most High's not moving with them. That's what it is.
Steady hate. Get off T-Dot. Get off the Tazadaq way. You done.
Trying to call Roscoe Church. Roscoe Church, man, that guy called me, man. So who? Matthew guy, he trying to call Roscoe, man. Then he hit Eric up, he hit Terrence Chase up, man. Yeah. Terrence, man, that guy Malachi, she keeps sending me messages after message, man. Ain't got no time for that boy, man.
He sent Eric a friend request yesterday.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that is wild, man. People.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Yeah, man.
I'm like,
I didn't even know about that. I was like, oh,
Yeah, this dude came at me way sideways, so they accused me of all types of crap.
I couldn't believe it.
How many times have I worked on the Shabbat? That you know since me stepping out faith and working for myself.
None. You was there like even early, like on Friday before sundown even.
Yeah, like this crazy. That's not how things go down. I'm like, prove it. And he got an attitude. He gonna try to backpedal. I tell him, you know, if you feel like make me, you know, I can back my words up.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, all right, man. So I guess we can shut this down. Well, I mean, more likely. When is the sunset, David? David, you're the sunset guy.
7:29, 7:23 yesterday.
Come on, David. You guessing, man. You got a phone right there.
Oh, my battery died, Con. I got issues.
Sunset.
When is sunset?
7:13.
7:13.
No, it won't be. Not here. And like generally, but it'll be later. It'll be more like 7:30.
Yeah, where we're at in Somerville. It's
Did you have to say Charlotte?
No, right here, 7:13. Sunset.
So, yeah, you gotta look it up depending on where you are.
Yeah.
Sunset. My phone automatically.
Yeah, but it's
Oh no, I'm saying that for them on the call.
Oh yeah.
Like people
I'm
think
not
that
even
it's
talking to them.
7:13.
I'm not talking to them.
Yeah.
My bad. I'm talking about right.
No, but yesterday when 7:13 came, the sun was still up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So it was like about 10-15 minutes after that.
So, okay. It must have been the same time for 2 days in a row.
The sunset.
Yeah, I was watching that when we were.
He trying to link up with Israel. Say he's still trying to link up with him.
Wow.
Yeah, man, I probably want to talk to that dude, man. That weirdo, man. One of them yarmulke one, man.
That's all I said.
Dang, I didn't even know this. Oh, you smell that thing he had on?
Yeah. One came with this, man. Yeah, one came with this, man. When I got a damn yarmulke, man, I took that thing and burned it, man. It should have melded to him, man. That you were damn happy for yourself. I want no damn yarmulkes. What they got to do with our tradition, man?
I never that small piece that goes.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
That's what we call them small hats.
Like, I don't know. That's not a
Yeah,
scripture. Right?
no, it's not scripture, man. It's scripture tells you a mitri, man, or a turban, man. They make that stuff up, man, from their books.
Right.
Get him a kippah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's it, man. We're gonna bring this to an
Yeah,
end.
I'm like, you're gonna put some on your head, cover your whole head. I never got that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Come.
They make up one, all kind of black and none of that scriptures, man.
Come.
You can't find that in the scriptures, man. But anyway, we thank everyone for tuning in, man. You can review this. You can like it, understand it, believe it or not. But every prophecy of the Most High will come to pass, man. You understand what I'm saying? And all of you that fell, all of you wild olive branches out there, like Malachi Queen, you could repent. You still can repent, but we don't want no queens over here, man. You could go and chill with the Queen of Heaven. You understand what I'm saying? But now we out of here, man. We can say shalom, man. How about Shem Yahweh Shabbat?
Shalom.